All right, all right, all right. It is time for the grand finals of PiGFest. It has been an epic final day, and I cannot wait to see what these games have in store for us. One of these guys may decapitate the other in a 5-0. You never know what's going to happen. They are both brutally aggressive players, but I, of course, have my hopes for that close back and forth series that they often do have. In the bottom left, we've got Twisted Minds Hero joining Twisted Minds esports team recently. A great sign up and a favorite to get to the semi-finals of the esports World Cup as well and whatnot later in the year. Clem in the top side of the map for Team Liquid, the reigning world champion. He won last year's esports World Cup, the first $1 million prize pool tournament in StarCraft 2 history. And he did it in some of the most decisive fashion we've ever seen. 4-0 Hero in the semi-finals, though it was admittedly some very close games. And a dominant 5-0 over Serral after 3-0ing him earlier in the tournament as well. I mean, that really showed it was not an easy bracket, and Clem just looked so bloody good and so dominant. And it's going to be a 1-Rax expand to start things off. Clem has moved away from the double gas obsession recently. He's been playing a lot of 1-Rax expand into get in my opponent's face with Cyclone, Medevac, Marine, or the early Marine Mine Drop, and then just try to keep the activity level up. And I think what sets Clem apart is his ability to read what the Protoss is doing and get home and swap into defensive mode when he needs to, versus sensing when the Protoss maybe has a slight opening and just getting across that map decisively and getting in their face. He is going to go Marine into Reactor, even though there is no ramp on this map, so an early Stalker pressure could, of course, punish this sort of build if you don't build a bunker. The factory is going to be delayed, which means like the extra Hellion or Cyclone or Widowmine will be quite late. Spots the early Nexus, and it is a Stalker getting chronoed. If Hero is brave enough to move across the map with this Stalker, he could actually find some good value. But I very much doubt it. Protoss players normally a little more defensively minded, especially when they open with no scouting. He checked up here with a probe, did Hero. Let's see what he does. Stargate. Oh, Stalker into Stargate. Well, surely you don't go across the map if you only build one gateway unit. That would be crazy. And he goes Wharf Gate. Dude, 0 gateway production after that? This is an Oracle into Blink opening. Actually, it could be Oracle into Phoenix Charge. So let me explain, guys. You cannot cut gateway production, because if he's going double gas, he could run in here with multiple Reaper Hellion. Yes, he's building a battery, but still, he could just dart up your ramp. But if you rush out an Oracle, and you have your Stalkers blocking your ramp potentially, you can always pull your probes up your ramp if you need to safety, and an early Oracle shuts down any of that Reaper Hellion stuff. And you might be wondering, why are you talking about double gas? It's because Hero doesn't know what he's playing against. Look at Hero's vision. He has no idea what Clem is doing. So he's got to be prepared for all those much more aggressive opportunities. All right, guys. Cyclone Marine, like I said, yeah, he's really enjoying these heavy pressure openings. Now, if Hero's done his homework, he shouldn't be super surprised by this. He could, of course, watch the big series that Clem played in TVP before. Oh, wait, he played that series. Obviously, Hero did. He knows exactly what happened in that series because he was the victim of it. And he actually had a few games where he got miles ahead, but he failed to capitalize. He's going to go defensive stasis trap in case a drop comes in. Oh my gosh, this is what Clem was doing day one of the test version of the new patch. Very cool. I've been a big fan of going up to 6 Stalkers with stasis traps on the map. Because, you know, you might not have Blink, but if you have stasis traps to fall back on, stutter stepping Stalkers are very good against, like, specifically Cyclones, Marines, this sort of early push. Problem you run into if you're more adept focused is those units just do no damage to Cyclone tank, and they're just not good enough range to really micro back and forth. Now, there is a tank. Oh, there's no anti-air. There's no anti-air for Clem, guys! Clem comes across with a Cyclone, a pack of Marines, but he does not have anti-air. Only Marines coming out. If the Oracle goes in, it's going to have a party. But he doesn't know where Clem is, so he's hidden the Oracle. He knows that Clem doesn't know there's an Oracle. So Hero's like, well, if you don't know I have an Oracle, and I don't know where your army is, I'm just going to wait till I see your army on the map, and then I'm going to go for it. 4.5 minute gold base, ladies and gentlemen. He's finally doing... I thought it was going to be a charge pivot. I thought it's going to be Blink. Still, very good build. Very good build. But I got a bit excited there. Sorry. I'm excited. It's a grand finals. It's best of 9. Either one of these will be a brand new PigFest champion. Clem being denied a couple of times by Serral in incredibly close series, including in that finals of last season. And it's been rough for him. Hero, I believe, made it to the finals before. Actually, has Hero ever made a finals of PigFest? I don't know if he has. Because I don't think Serral ever played him in the finals. Serral beat Raynor. He's beaten, he's beaten Clem in the finals. We've seen, of course, Max Pax beat Maru, be unbeat Dark in a finals of PiGFest, but I don't think Hero's ever been in one of these. It's kind of cool to have two guys in the finals that haven't actually played in the grand finals in the face of Hero. Clem, of course, last season being his debut in the finals and falling one map short. Oracle in the north side, Probe still dancing at the front. Second gateway is there. What is up with music? LOL? That's the StarCraft soundtrack. Comes with the game. 3 barracks there, factory and starport as well. Very, very safe turtley play right now for Clem. I think he's going to have to commit really hard to this push because that gold base. The question is, does he know about it? Yeah, he does. Marine scouting down here. He knows about the gold. Charge and +1 attacker coming in. It is just 3 gateways. And I think we're going to see a big gateway explosion now. No doubt wanting to race to 8 gateways because you've only got a matter of time until the Stim Bio arrives. Second Forge is crazy. That's insane person talk. Also, why 4 gases? Hero's playing double Forge, Mass Zealot, 4 gas. Finally, the Oracle. He's waited for like 5 minutes with that Oracle. It finally sees the army move out, goes in, and actually is fantastic. But a Cyclone Medevac is going to come chase after it. Oracle could survive as long as he doesn't scan. Oh, he scans, but it got out of range already. Oh, Clem's got to be pretty mad about that, guys. Here we go, Stalkers in the middle of the map. They're going to find potentially a medevac, and indeed they do. Gets himself a Marine as well. Oh, this area is really annoying to move through against the Stalkers, actually. That stasis trap could be really big. I don't think Clem has any idea that stasis trap is there. It's a good one. Does trap a lot of those units, but Charge is not quite ready, and he's not quite at 7 gateways yet. I do think double Forge was a bit crazy. I also think 4 gas was not a great idea when you're playing Gateway Man style. Can Hero make it work with Stalker Sentry? It's a crazy style that he's played here with a forward gold base. The Oracle goes back in, starts doing big damage, but I don't know if he has the numbers. He's going to pull out some crazy micro, maybe. The charge is not quite done. Giving up the gold base is almost certainly the play here, I think, but he's not willing to. He does give it up, but he's already lost so many units. The Oracle finally goes down to Widowmine. Turret does build. Clem takes a bit of economic damage, but he's still got a very scary army, and I don't think +1 attack Zealot Stalker is necessarily what he wants here. The sentries probably should have gone forward and force fielded out here. I think if those sentries were further forward, maybe he could have slowed this push down enough. But I really feel like when you're playing with this gold base, your goal should always be to counterattack and potentially give the base up, right? I would have loved to see mass charge off this opening. I think that would have been very hard for Clem to deal with. And you could have done 2 or 3 gas double Forge, but 4 gas double Forge is a bit odd. There's 800 gas in the bank right now. Hero doesn't seem to have a plan on how to spend that. He's going to have to be a little bit tighter than this against the reigning world champ. Clem is playing a clean, tight, and decisive game. And Hero got the gold base up. I think he had a successful early game, but not successful enough. Clem is clinical in the follow-up, whereas Hero was a little bit spread in too many directions, and that is going to lead to a pretty decisive Clem victory. Yes, you get rid of a tank, but you just got no supply. Clem playing really nicely, and the gold base, you have to leverage that gold base into an advantage as quickly as possible, which is why you normally stay 2 gas, at most 3, and you rush to 8-gate charge. But trying to defend with Stalker Sentry can work, but I think he needed a few more stasis traps in the middle, and his Stalkers needed to be greeting the army as it moved out. Great game 1 for Clem, guys. Really great game 1. Let's go take a look at that move out, because why are the Stalkers at home at this point would be my question. If you're playing heavy Blink, you need to harass him the moment he leaves the base. He's thinking about a 4th base and a second Forge, yeah. Nah, Hero got way too fancy here. He's doing way too many different things. And it's just, I mean, yeah, there's no 3rd command center. It's a very committed push, but if you're using Stalker Sentry, you need to be ready with the sentries to ambush a bit further forward, not back here where it's a wide open area. And you want to already have picked off a few Marines at this point. So not a good follow-up for Hero. I love how he took the gold, though. All right, guys. Clem with a nice game 1 victory. I feel like he didn't, I mean, scouting the gold was good and just committing to the push, right? But he wasn't like all in or anything like that. Just a good committed push. I think Hero, his build order was not good. It didn't make a lot of sense. I think we've broken down why, right? It just doesn't make sense to play 4 gas, delay your gateway explosion that long. Hero had the same problem against Clem on, was it Torches? I think it was against Clem, or was it a different product? I think it was him. He built 3 shield batteries after taking the gold against Clem in the final map against Torches, and this is and delayed his gateway explosion way too long and just couldn't defend the frontal push. So if there's one thing I've identified in the last series and so far in game 1, Hero against Clem, is man has to show a bit more urgency on building his gateways. Because it's very simple, and it's a thing. He normally doesn't make that mistake, but he's literally tilted. Oh, he is tilted physically. Like, if you look at the camera, he's physically tilted. Unless he knocked his camera on a slant. I don't normally see his head on a bit of a slant like that. I think he's getting a little frustrated here. I'm not sure. You know, a lot of the players don't really have coaches whispering in their ear or necessarily a friend watching while they're playing anymore, guys. Oh, it looks like the mods are sleeping on the predictions. You guys better get that one up quick. It's going to close in about a minute. So get your predictions in. But yeah, like I said, you sometimes will see player make an obvious mistake. And back in the day, you'd have pro player friends, teammates watching, and they'll be like, oh, you did this mistake. Make sure you fix it in the next game. And that can really help you. I remember like Mana playing his DreamHack Bucharest final as a very young lad, and some of his teammates getting up there and whispering in his ear, and they're all kind of discussing what he should do after each game. And a lot of the time, you won't see that these days, right? Especially for an online tournament. So sometimes a player makes this like error that seems obvious, but if they don't have someone watching and they're only going to glance at the replay when the game ends, usually very quickly. I mean, I'm willing to give the players an extra minute or two, but they rarely do it. It sometimes does mean, you know, you have these problems manifest for a little bit longer in the series than they really should. I think being able to solve that in real time, it's a very important skill. Blink on the way, much more standard blink opening. It's just a 2-gate blink. He's not going for the wall off, guys. He's built the pylon here to block the Reaper. Yeah, totally fine. Tries to jump up there, does CLEM. Just has a little look around, confirms it is a blink opening. He's gone Hellion Starport. Now, Terran builds are a bit stiffer, a bit less flexible, one should say, than the Protoss builds. The depot down here. Zaun tried to do the coolest Void Ray proxy down here. Unfortunately, didn't work out against Cure. Is this just going to be a swap around, or are we going for the medevac once again? Okay, he's going for a swap. Is this a Banshee opening? It looks like a Banshee build, guys. And the Robo's kind of late. So against this Robo timing, you can make Banshee work. But no, it's just a Raven. All right, just a chilled out Raven opening. CLEM kind of hanging. Is he just going to rush second and third barracks? This looks like he's going to go second and third barracks next. Build one tank and then bam, bam, 2 more barracks. And after the second tank, swap the factory off. Very, very standard build. Look at that. He's already there, ready for the second barracks. Queues up 2 more SCVs. 1 more, and then 150 minerals goes into the barracks. Yeah, really focused on this second barracks timing, because the earlier you get the second and third barracks, the faster your stim and shields comes down, the earlier you can get that bio push on the map and kind of wrestle map control away from the blink stalkers. There's a third gateway going up for Hero and a third gas. 39 probes already. Pretty good off a core before Nexus build, not bad. And really good at avoiding supply blocks. I think Hero's shockingly consistent. For a guy whose build order feels like it's never the same, 2 games in a row, like ever. Like, it feels like he's always feeling his way through the build. Nothing's locked in. He's shockingly rarely supply blocked. Like, I would always expect a guy who makes up his builds on the fly just to hit a few more here and there. But Hero's just so good at navigating his way through the game by feel. Gonna go Observer hunting. Oh, CLEM. Look at this. He knows his timing, guys. That's so annoying if you're Hero. And look at this, Hellion Reaper's waiting. He's gonna click that in the natural while the Stalkers are distracted. There's an Observer down here. He does see the Hellion Reaper. Stalkers pull back, and he should be able to get the Hellion at least. Hey, dude, I wasn't expecting the Stalkers with the blink to surround that, but they did. Nice. Yeah, these builds, the Robo timing's pretty consistent, so even if you didn't see it move out with the Hellion Reaper, you can usually guess it's there. Stalkers find the Reaper. Very nicely done. And was it 2 tanks? Yeah, 2 tanks, big pack of Marine Marauder, Stim Shields, Raven's going to go around the bottom to try to get in the back, maybe. Third Command Center, of course, is not down yet, but it looks like he wants to go for it next. The fact that that SCV is standing there, and this makes me so happy. I've seen a lot of top players recently, like top 5 Terrans, get to 600 minerals and then grab an SCV from the natural and tell it to build a Command Center here. So the Command Center actually starts when they're at like 750 minerals. CLEM sends the SCV ahead. The second he has 400 minerals, bam, builds that. I love to see it. Hero's third base, nicely mining. He's got Charge, Immortal, Sentry coming in. Not believing in the early splash damage, guys. It's 6 minutes 20. Hero is trying to play no splash damage, or at least very delayed splash damage. Observer's going to go down. Is it worth 2 turrets to get an Observer? Sunk cost fallacy, I guess. Once you throw one and you think it's going to get away, you're like, oh, I better make sure I get this. Otherwise, I'm going to feel bad. I'd rather invest more and get the thing rather than not. It's obviously annoying for the Protoss player as well, though. He's not trying to make any Colossus yet, so it doesn't really hurt him. Battery's not up. Raven's gonna get 2 kills, and then it gets 1 shot. There's so many... Guys, he's playing mass blink. 13 blink stalkers, but they're on his side of the map. Similar to the last game, I feel like if you play this heavy on blink, you want to be at the front harassing as he moves out. Clem's third's up on time, 7 minutes. It's not a badly timed third. Like, he doesn't have to push into you. But he's going to try. Sneaking the drop around the bottom is excellent. No pylon. I think a pylon down here and maybe a pylon on the top up here would be really important on this map. Now that I look at it, the way you spawn in the middle, there's like, yeah, normally you're on one edge. So it's easy to get vision on that edge. In this map, you kind of have to get it on both. Stalker's getting hammered. Good blink reaction speed. Somehow gets a Marine and doesn't actually lose any. Stalker's going to pull back to the high ground. The double drop, it's about to boost in there. But look at that! Zealot drop hits the left side at the same time. Massive Zealot warp in. He's going to already take out a barracks pretty soon. One Stalker goes down. Widowmine does take damage there at the same time. Double drop in the back of the natural Zealots. Immortal Sentry trying to respond. Stalkers on the front trying to deal with it. This game is going haywire. Oh my lord. This is crazy. Those guys pick up and pull away. Nice micro for Clem. He clicks on the Nexus at the front. The Mad Dog starts to shoot down the probes. I don't even know if he realized he clicked on that Nexus. There's so much chaos happening right now. The Zealots are killing the bio as they pop out. These guys tried to redrop and they get shot down. Sorry, guys. I'm only a human observer. I can only watch one screen at once. Hero right now gives him the Prism in the main. Clem gives him the double drop in the back and snipes the third, but he doesn't get that many probes. Most of the probes are coming back now. They ran away and hid. The Prism, the Reddit Point Prism is going to fly through the army. Hero needs to get that Prism out of there. I think he's almost certainly going to lose that to the Marines. Widowmine tries to get it. Stalker runs away. If that Prism runs left, he's going to get out. Stalker Zealot's in the middle. Clem's already overstimmed. Beautiful tank position on the high ground. Force Field's thinking about trapping him, but he doesn't want to chase into the tanks on the high ground. More Zealots warping in from the left. Dude, right now, Hero's going to hallucinate and jump on the high ground. Maybe? No, he blinks over there. The medevacs are low. The bio is wounded. And he forces a stim and pulls away. The SCVs have been pulled as well. Force fields. Oh, this is so good for Hero. Because you want to use the stim. He even dodges the Widow Mine. That is peak Hero. Hero, the mad lad. Please rebuild your third base. Hero trying to kill Clem right now because he thinks there's a weakness. He's not necessarily wrong. There might be. But Clem... Those medevacs have used up their juice, but they've healed up the bio mostly. It's a lot of Zealots. +1 attack against +1 attack. The SCV's trying to help out here. The Viking, can it take out the Warp Prism? The answer is yes, it can. Force field splitting the army. The Immortals need to click on that siege tank. They took a bit too long to do it. They finally take care of it. My gosh, the supply's neck and neck. But as long as Clem holds, he wins this game. And I think he might just barely hold. He does it. Remember, he's on 52 worker 3 base against the 2 base Protoss. Income-wise, if he drops mules right now and he has this bio still alive, that's it. He sees no third. He sees no third. Clem feeling confident. He's like, dude, how screwed am I? Scans, sees no third. And he goes from, oh, I'm not screwed at all. This is fantastic for me now. It's not over, but with no splash damage. And no, the Archon doesn't count. Guys, calling the Archon splash damage. Jeez, I don't even know a metaphor for that. That's yeah. I mean, technically, at 3 range, if the bio walks into him, yeah. Clem, lots of Marines, very fragile army. Wait, where's his Marauders, guys? Dude, did he build an armory, a turret, and SCVs instead of building more Marauders? His count's really low. Is he actually going to get overrun? The SCVs have to fight Archons now. Oh, no. Okay, he's trying to run. Good force field. Archons, please hit them. Heroes, Archons, they keep going after the Marines instead of the SCVs. He's like, I can't believe those extra 9-10 SCVs just escaped. What the hell, man? Heroes' third base is almost rebuilt. He doesn't have any sentry energy anymore. That's not a knife. This is a knife, says Twitch chat. This is an Archon knife, mate. He's trying to get in there, but he's going to get overwhelmed. The Prism got focused by the bunker. Clem stimmed the Marines in the bunker, and he targeted the Prism with it. Yes, you can stim units inside bunkers. Yes, you can target fire them. Yes, Clem is very good at StarCraft. A couple Widow Mines go down, but he gets a bunch of sentries and stalkers on the way out. And with no 4th base coming up, no storm, nothing like that, and an F2 to send those sentries to their death. Okay, he does recall the sentries. Stalker should get out as well. Gets another hit off because he's Hero. And of course, Hero gets another hit off before pulling away. He's going to send a probe down here, so he's going to try and maybe hide a 4th or something. I wouldn't mind him hiding a 4th base. Could be nice. 2 more Archons in the mix. I mean, Clem's still not got like a great position for a normal game, but Hero has both of his legs chopped off at this point. He's hopping around on the stumps, and he's basically saying, "'Tis but a flesh wound." Hero, he's come back from some flesh wounds before. I have seen him definitely come back from some in quotation mark flesh wounds, but this is going to be a super hard ask. Liberator flies in the main. Stalker's warp in, he just flies away. Zealot, Archon, Stalker on the front. Clem got 1/1 upgrades, +2 on the way. Ghost Academy as well. Full. He's not building SCVs right now, and I think that's the right call. As long as Hero doesn't have a 4th base, you never need to build another worker in this game. You just got to make sure your army's big enough that he can't do anything nasty to you. And Hero takes a gas? He's going Storm and a gas? I mean, his main and natural are both half mined out. Your priority has to be a 4th base in this game, mate. Hero's such a mad lad. He's like, nah, let's go for a gas, build probes, and okay, that, I mean, it's just objectively not the right call. Sorry. I love Hero, but there's no way that's good. Building probes in a gas 12 minutes into a game where your minerals are completely mined out. The problem here is that Clem can float his command center out of the main. You can't float a Nexus out. You desperately need a 4th Nexus yesterday. Oh, and he's going to get the Prism Court. He's in a bad spot, but now he's in a dead spot, and that is going to be very, very difficult. +2 armors on the way. Ghosts as well. Man, I love the way Hero upped the chaos factor, but Clem, he's just been unkillable recently, hasn't he? He's been so hard to take down. His micro is ridiculously consistent. Other players have moments of greatness. It feels like Clem is just every day is fantastic micro. Liberator in the main base gets 2 probes. Marine down the bottom finds the 4th base. It's finally started. Stalker's up front. Storm is ready. Can he land the Storm of a lifetime? He can, but now your opponent knows about it, and you don't have a new Prism, which means these High Templar will get taken out by EMP. And they're way too clumped on the front line. This is so dangerous. Stalker's try to run forward. He does blink, take out the Widowmine. That is going to be a big drop into the main, though, and that's a big problem for him. Does he have recall up there, guys? Yeah, he does have recall, but you know, he might just pick up and drop on the other side as well. He's going to Storm drop it. Oh, but it gets EMP'd the second it drops out of the Prism. Flying towards that Bio Army. Dude, Hero is such a Chad. Just run straight at it. He doesn't have enough units to clean this up on the high ground or the low ground. His High Templar are F2ing back and forwards. Finally, they get to the fight in the main base, but he doesn't have enough support left on the... He actually killed... Oh, Clem clicked on the Nexus again. That's the second time Clem has misclicked on a Nexus in the middle of a fight when he meant to A-move, guys. That's the second time he's done it in this game. And yet he's far enough ahead, it does not matter. He's already built an insurmountable lead for himself. If you're going to make a dumb mistake or a misclick, that's when to do it. You do it after you've won the game completely, so it doesn't actually matter. Clem's so smart, he uses up his misclicks at the tactical time as well. That is what I call high IQ Terran play right there. Biomine Ghost hanging out, pushing forwards, and Hero is going to have to tap out in the second game. Clem is just overwhelming and overrunning today. All right, guys, Clem in the top right side of the map, and Hero is going to insta-scout very early on, but it's a big map, Tokamak. Takes a while to get over here. And Clem very quick to pull an SCV. Rope's going to pull around. People were saying in the chat, they're like, oh, it's really about speed, isn't it? StarCraft's really just about speed. And we were just having a chat, me saying, well, StarCraft's a lot like traditional sports in that strategy, tactics make massive differences, but you need to, you know, if you can't run fast, you can't hit a ball accurately, nothing else matters. I mean, it does. It still helps, of course. And it is a huge difference maker when you've got professionals who are at similar levels, right? Now, don't get me wrong. You could be 30% slower or smaller or not as strong, and you could still beat someone, especially in team sports. Positions, awareness, strategy, tactics makes a big difference. Fighting, like all sorts of physical sports, it does make a big difference. But obviously, there is a point where you're too much weaker or slower than your opponent, and it's not going to matter. And if you are faster, you're always going to have a much easier time, right? Faster, stronger, fitter. Now, do we go for the recall? I hope Hero does. Remember, minute 58 is the earliest the Reaper will pop. So we could have baited it a little bit longer, wasted a bit more mining time, but that's fine. Wants to go back. And the Adept does come out. I don't think Hero's the kind of guy who ever looks at the game timer, to be honest. I don't think he knows timings or like he doesn't bother to memorize them. And you might think, well, isn't that kind of lazy? I think Hero he makes the game so messy on purpose. It gives him very limited gains compared to a normal player. Normal players, they're going to play a bit more defensive opening sometimes, a bit more, oh, you've done a move and I know how that affects the game, and I've done a move and I know how that... Hero purposely messes the game up to remove that sort of knowledge from his opponents, so he doesn't rely on obsessing over like, oh, this is going to happen at exactly this second or anything like that. He'll sense it. Like, he'll know in the back of his head when something's going to happen pretty accurately, but it's not an obsessive memorization. Nice shade there. Pushes the Reaper away. Zargath, thank you for the subby. And damn. Clem is just on fire today, isn't he, guys? I mean, it's kind of like, yes, his semis with Sarah was very close, but even that could have been like a 4-1 almost, right? Like, it was... He kind of screwed around a little bit from ahead, number one, but more importantly than that, he also just tried hard to do some different builds, and Cyril stepped up and caught him off with a few builds, right? But there were moments where Clem looked out of Cyril's league. And to be fair, he has looked out of Cyril's league in at least one game of almost every series they've played for the last, like, 3-4 years. Something a lot of people have argued with me about. They say, oh, well, look, Cyril beat him so many games this year. And I've gone, yeah, go watch the games. If Cyril got a good build order, which he was very good at planning, caught him off guard with something, great. But anytime it looked like standard opening against standard opening, it was always so hard to keep up with him. And that's why messing the game up is often a priority. Back when Dark broke Clem's winning streak in 2021 and started dominating him, all counterattacks, all disruptions. Hero, when he's really screwing with Clem, in his face, doing crazy moves. So you see Hero take some of these attacks and you wonder, why is he playing so crazy? It's because this is how he throws Clem out of his element. He's just not quite being able to get it to work in the first 2 games. It doesn't mean he's going to stop, though. He will not be perturbed. Shield Battery Stalker should easy shut this down. Clem goes deeper. That's a bold move, Cotton. It's a bold move, Cotton. Probes aren't pulling away, though. Oh, my lord. Hero, very greedy. Gets the Reaper with the probes. He's already lost 1. He's about to lose a few more. The medevac goes down. It's super worth. Clem sacrifices the Marines. He gets 5 probes. It's not bad for Clem. It's not great, but it's not bad. In that, you know, mining time, disrupting the build. There's no third. You get the medevac out. I'd actually say it's probably great for him, even though he sacrifices more resources. Because Clem kind of wants to chill until he gets, you know, second and third barracks building stim and shields and stuff anyway. He's still got the Raven that can do a little bit of follow-up pressure. I think he should go into the main and try to drop it in there. You know, hide in this dead space maybe down here. So you can choose which base to attack. Because, you know, there's a shield battery on the natural. It's not a good target. Hey, okay. Hero gets some value. Hero gets some value. I'm absolutely cheering for Hero right now, by the way. He's going 3-gate blink. I want to see another 9-game finals. And we need Clem to lose some confidence. Clem does get a bit tilted when things don't go his way. But when things are going his way, he looks kind of ridiculous. So I kind of want Hero to shake him a little bit. Because right now, he's the big dog. I want the little dog to give him something to worry about. Bite him, Hero. Bite him. That tank's kind of exposed. Oh, there's 3 tanks there. That's a bait. That's a bait tank. That's a bait tank. Don't blink on it. Oh, there's 3 tanks there. He does get it pretty quickly and gets out without losing too many stalkers, actually. Okay, okay. Yeah, he doesn't lose a single stalker. Wow, good micro for Hero, actually. Oh, here comes the army and the SCVs. Gonna force the SCVs off the line. I would have loved to see him save that stalker with the prism. He's doing pretty good picking off units. It's a big disruption. Is it enough, though? So a lot of SCVs go down. Raven did kill 3 probes in the main. Oh, he wants to blink, but oh, he goes into tank fire. Now, to be fair, he can pick up, drop on the other side, and pick off a few more SCVs. There's a massive amount of mining time Clem's losing. But these stalkers are not cheap, guys. They are not cheap. Charges on the way, as well as a 3rd Nexus behind. Hero is up 5 workers now, but man, this is so expensive. Does save those 4 stalkers. Apologies for the slight lag spikes, guys. Obviously, the Battle.net servers are a little bit unstable these days. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. Oh, he gets the Raven. Okay, okay. Clem's been a little sloppy with his units returning home. Units lost times ahead. Hero's going Templar Archive, so he's going to play Storm Drop, 4 gas, 3rd Nexus. He's probing now. Kind of like what Hero's done. And he's going to delay the Forge a long time. So he's going to have Storm and a good 3rd base economy. He's going to be miles behind on the upgrades. Then again, even +1 has not started for Clem. Clem's 3rd command set has only just started as well. Stim and shields are nowhere near done. He has a lot of time. There's a lot of time for Hero to get ready right now. I think a Zealot drop ready, I believe. Or is he just ready to jump on him if he moves out too early? Okay, Observer goes down to the Vikings. Storm is on the way, and an Immortal. Already has a Prism out front. Definitely start warping in High Templar to gather energy would be amazing for Hero. He does now Chrono Probes. 3 more gateways coming down for him as well. Having Clem pinned in his corner like this is Hero's happy place, guys. The only way you lose games like this as Hero is if Clem sneaks like a double drop around into your main base. And you can see how aware Hero's like having flashbacks to times where he's had Clem pinned like this. and then a double drop sneaks around the back. That's why he's hunting right now, and he's got like Observer on the left, Stalkers on the bottom right, because he knows that's the scariest thing. Problem, it's not that. Clem's just doing a frontal push, and it's like, dude, where are your Stalkers? Just like on Sandworm, you've got to be picking these units off on the way across the map. Hero's almost playing scared of the backstab drops. And it's actually really hurting him against the frontal push. Because remember, this is a scary point in the game. How many High Templar does he have? 3. Okay, he's got 3. He's got a few Storms. I mean, one good Storm could be amazing, but I don't think he has enough Zealots to jump on top. And you really don't just want to Storm. You also want to jump on top and finish the units off. Because Storms, it's a damage dealer. It's rarely going to kill any of Clem's units, except maybe Marines. Oh! He does Storm his own Observer, unfortunately. He does a lot of damage, but like I said, if those units get back to heal, maybe it's okay for him. There's not many actual units on the ground. Hero's main army is so small, but Clem stims and then tries to run away. The Prism flies into the Widow Mine. Oh no! He loses a High Templar to a Widow Mine. He does chase after it. He's got a new Observer so he can chase down some of these units. The units are unloading out of the medevacs. Clem realizes he's going to get blinked on. He realized that the medevacs are going to blink, takes out a tank. Hero does pull back. My golly, that Storm ambush. Sorry, guys, I have to laugh at Hero sieging that Prism. That was the most Hero thing ever. He's like, I'm going to siege my red hit point Prism within range of the Marines. And Clem was like, wait a second. He just clicks on it. He's like, okay. Are you warping in Stalkers next to my Marines with a red hit point warp Prism? Hero's like, I don't know. I thought you were running away, dude. And Clem's like, I mean, I was until you started warping in Stalkers next to me. What are you doing, mate? Observer gets scanned down. Stalkers will blink back. They picked up a Marine. Double drop on the left. Now he's going to sneak in. He doesn't have great vision here, man. Luckily, the Pylon sees it, and he's got recall available. He hasn't been chronoing much. He's got max energy in his main. Yes, all the chronos are being spent off of the other Nexus. Storm. Pylon goes down, but it doesn't really block anything important, right? Just rebuild that. I'd actually like him to build it there so he can move around his own base more freely. I don't like this kind of walling off your own base so much. It just makes things a little bit awkward. You're gonna need to leave a few units in his main base. This is your core fighting units, though. You shouldn't have them as drop defense. I guess he's got a few High Templar and Immortals on the right. It's just weird to have Immortal Archon on drop defense, because they're not very mobile units. They're more heavy hitters for the front. Hero has a 4th base up, which is really, really nice. Dude, it's so crazy watching Hero play these games, because he's just so dynamic. He is so unpredictable. Oh, Storm again! Not a bad one. It's not amazing, but it does damage the air units as well, which is decent. He almost gets his own Observer again. He's got to be careful. He's going to have to morph Archon. Hey, loses it. 2 High Templar going down. Okay, I'd really like to see Hero dip around the left with some Zealots to start hitting from this angle and try to get a Prism in the main. I think that, like, right now, Clem doesn't have enough to cover all the angles. His army count's not that high. I mean, his army count's good, but, like, he's only got 5 medevacs. He's got a good mine count. Stalker's in a bad spot. Yeah, it kind of blinks up against a wall. And A moves! Oh no, Hero, what are we doing? Hero's losing a lot of stuff right now. Does get another big Storm. Okay, does land a good Storm. Immortal gets tagged by a Concussive, which is always a little rough. That Storm wasn't great. He does have, I think, one more in reserve, though. And, oh my gosh, Clem's eating Storm today, guys. I mean, I know he walks out of it quickly, but it's kind of crazy that against the guy who's Master High Templar, he's hitting them at all. The Ghost gets caught out front. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of Widow Mines. Thankfully, the SCVs are out of there. Friendly Fire would have been insane. He pushes the front. Colossus waddles in. The Colossus, I don't know, is this enough to break this? The High Templar so far behind here for Hero. The tank's blasting the Colossus. High Templar doing some very juicy Storms. He's got one left, one more Storm, and it's a killer. Great spready for Clem, though. Hero does have to back away from this. He's got Zealots coming in from behind. He's going to pull those away. Hero gets some damage. And it's only 56 workers for Terran. If he can break this army, it's lights out. 4 Immortals in the mix. The Zealots on siege and get obliterated by this other Immortal. And you know, the medevacs just use their boost. You have to run as Clem because you are going to get blinked on. Stalkers take out a Ghost on the retreat. There's a new 4th base up for Hero. Hero needs a 5th and a 6th base. As long as he keeps those going, he's good. His upgrade... Oh, golly, his upgrades are far, far behind where you would expect for 12.5 minutes in the game. But it's been a messy game. It makes sense. +2 attacks almost finished. +1 armor as well. He's got double Robo. He's building 3 Colossus. 4th one and a Warp Prism at building. Clem has 0 Vikings. Clem's... Oh, and he's going to get blinked on. That's game. That's a game ending. Clem knew his army was behind on tech. He's been on the ropes for a while, somehow hanging in this game. Loses 2 full medevacs. 3rd one barely gets away. He scans the 4th. He just taps. He knows. He's got 3 Colossus. There's actually 4. He didn't know that, but there was 4 on the map. He had 2 Vikings. He was dead. Wow, Hero fights back. Man's not going down without a fight. All right, guys. Going on to Torches. And this man's getting down, and he's getting dirty. Clem is going for a double proxy Marauder cheese. Now, I'm not sure. Has he left enough space for a tech lab there, guys? Be funny if he misjudged that. Has to lift it off. But this does look like a double proxy Marauder all in, hoping to catch Hero, not scouting. Now, Hero scouted at the very start of the last game. And if he wants to be greedy, this is how he does it. He scouts at the start of the previous game as quickly as possible. So he hits you with scouts multiple games in a row, and then he randomly goes super greedy like this. And Clem has called it out, and he's going to potentially get a free win here. This is brutal. Oh, Clem's a little high now. Oh, geez, he sat up. We went and fixed his camera. Oh, his player's always moving, man. Sorry, guys. Professional. It's going to have to do. Can't be tabbing out the game very much. We had to do that quickly. Sorry, guys. Gamer posture, you know. All right, double proxy Marauder. Hero, he's going to check for proxy. He's like, just make sure it's not proxy Marauder over here. Oh, is he going to go further north? No, he's going back. Oh, it's unfortunate. Does he see the SCV? SCV comes in and pretends to be a normal SCV scout, which normally indicates Marine or Reactor first. Stalker on the way for Hero. If you build a Twilight here, I dare say you automatically lose the game. Unless, when the Marauders run in, you surround them with probes. Now, I've always talked back in the day, before Clem became world champion, about how to be a Terran champion. You need to mix in some of the dumbest, most all-in gambly cheeses ever. Because if you're not capable of that, people play too greedy against you. And I always said, Clem never proxy barracks. It's his biggest weak point. It's why he's going to really struggle to become a champion. Because he just makes it harder for himself. Like all the past Terran champions with massive cheeses. Now, Hero sees the Marauders. Cancel. Does he cancel the Nexus? Insta pylon on the high ground. Battery pylon, battery pylon. He's got a sentry. He's got a sentry. He's fine. He's got a sentry because he can energy recharge it in force field. Oh, you can't go up there because you know you'll get trapped. He's actually okay. Oh, no, I'm not saying it's not bad because obviously it is still awkward as hell for Hero. But he goes 3-gate robo on one base, builds a battery, builds a few pylons. And if Clem went up there, he might have killed the sentry, but the probes would have pulled and killed all of his Marauders. And it's a good chance he would have had the Marauders split as well. Whew. Now, obviously, Clem gets ahead off this. He's got a command center. But the safety sentry, a good call for Hero. Energy recharge. Going to keep him going. Goes for the hallucination across the map. Cancels his battery. I don't like his sentry standing that far forward. I feel like it should be further back, guys. Like a lot further back. I would keep mine back here. I'd be so worried about it getting clicked on. Like if I was Clem, I'd try to poke forward for a click on that Marauder to see if he's not looking. But I think with 5 Stalkers now, it's completely safe, of course. He's building an Immortal. I'm surprised he didn't go Warp Prism first. I thought he'd go Warp Prism and fly straight across the map. But I guess he knows there'll be a Cyclone in time anyway. So he's going to move down the ramp now. And you can double expand here as Hero. He's been probing pretty hard. If you double expand, I think you can actually play a normal macro game. It's awkward, but you can do it. If you don't double expand, you really need to do counter damage. He's making 2 Adepts. He's got an Immortal. He's making an Observer, not a Warp Prism. He's going to try and get the command center before it finishes, maybe. I don't think this works. I think Clem can hold. It was the Cyclone and the Viking coming out just in time. The Marauders, I think, could hold that high ground, but he's actually pulling further back. The problem is if you let the sentry up, it can force field your ramp. So is Clem playing too safe by moving to the high ground? He builds a bunker. Oh, he's so worried about getting all in. The Nexus only just started, though. That's such a late Nexus. Go take the gold base. Go take the gold. You know you want to. All right. Oh, he hallucinates another Immortal as well. Oh, dude. Hero handling this smoothly. Clem looks pretty focused, though. The Observer comes in. He scans it immediately. He says, it's fine. I can make a Colossus for high ground vision. Wouldn't have minded him committing there, especially if you're just going to immediately turn around and go back in and take the tank shots anyway. Hero. Oh, my lord. Mate. You got to be careful, mate. Colossus hallucination giving him high ground vision. Twilight Council's coming in. No third base. I would have loved to see a third, but Observer sees the medevac. Does he notice it? He didn't notice it. He's got another Observer. Dude, if he doesn't see this one, that's wild. He's making a dark shot. I mean, come on, you got to see this. Hero? Hero? Oh my god, did he just miss that time? Go, third chance. Third chance. He's got 3 observers that have flown past this medevac, but he's saying, screw it, let's commit aggressively anyway. You are, no! Hero! Okay, maybe he realized, but he thought he could do damage. He does end up recalling, only loses a pylon. But man, I think we're gonna need a little bit better awareness than this. Oh my gosh. All right, Clem up 2-1 in this series, guys, and now this is looking pretty decent for him. That third Nexus is coming down, but I feel like Clem had such a dearth of information after the early game. If he got that third up earlier, it could have been nice. Ooh! Clem, fancy boy. People used to call Rogue Sexy Boy Rogue. I don't know why that was his nickname. I think it was kind of tongue-in-cheek. Clem is definitely fancy boy Clem, though, if we talk about his micro. Oh, does he not have concussive, guys? Wait, how did that happen? Did he cancel it because he saw the Nexus cancel? That seems bizarre. Maybe he cancelled it realizing... and he wanted to get the factory faster because he knew Cyclone to defend the counter was huge. Yeah, so he basically said, look, if you go 1 base, I need to get Cyclone Viking out, or a Prism can just kill me. Prism Immortal Gateway attack is just too powerful, I think. Makes sense. Dark Shrine's coming in, guys. There's no Raven in this game, and he uses a scan for the Observer. This is why he's made so many Observers, guys. He's like, please, scan this one. Look at the way he sieges the Prism on top, because he's like, I'd like you to scan this, please. And the Prism's going to fly into the main. Dark Templar will run in the back, maybe? Maybe not. Maybe he's going to wait with it. With no Raven and no turrets, though. Oh, the Dark Templar is brilliant. Oh my god, he scans it! Hero baits him! Oh my gosh, he's literally getting in with the Observer baits. There's 3 Dark Templar waiting. Those Dark Templar need to hit the economy right now. Clem, he sees it. He sees it. No, we're on Clem's camera. He doesn't build a turret. He has no idea. Okay, he sees it now. He sees it now. But the Dark Templar are in. Dark Templar in the natural, Dark Templar in the main. As long as he hits these SCVs building these turrets and maybe even focus fires them, this could be game ending. Hero in there with a Dark Templar Twister. 3 Dark Templar into 1 on his army, 1 in his base. Zealot's warping in the main as well. Prism is going to get hit by the Viking. Nice hold position on the natural. Dark Templar to back away from that. This is massive damage. As long as Hero goes for some splash damage behind this, he'll be fine. If he doesn't, I feel like there is this 1 in 100 long shot that would never work if it wasn't Clem against Hero. But what is Hero's army? It's a few Immortals. It's a couple of unupgraded Zealots. It's a random Archon. Clem should be dead in the water. He lost so much mining time. His production's in shambles. He lost multiple add-ons. He's building turrets on 2 base. He's having to use his few scans. And yet, despite that, part of me senses that Hero is really going to struggle to win this game. He's building an Nexus. He's building probes. He's making blink. There is no sign of splash damage. And you've invested so much in damage, but you don't have really an army equalizer. It's Force Field Immortal Archon is what you're relying on. The Prism's gone down. He's still probing against a 2-base all-in player. Robo-base starts, but it's going to take a while to get ready. I mean, he has to win against this with gateway units. He knows the 2-base all-in's coming. He's still probing. Hero being so greedy right now. I don't know, man. Is there enough scans? There's 1 scan in the main, none in the natural. He might be able to hold with Dark Templar. Because this Dark Templar, he's going to use his last scan for about 40 seconds on this Dark Templar. And that Dark Templar is getting really good damage in there. He scans it. That means there'll be another one. Zealot comes in with the Immortal Archon. Good angle. The Immortals. The SCVs just blocked him in the natural. The SCVs stopped the Immortals from doing anything. He needs another Dark Templar. Remember, he's out of scans. But there's a turret on the front. There's a turret on the front. Like I said, guys, Hero, I don't know if there's any way you could get back in this unless you are Clem against Hero. But it is Clem we are talking about. He's the world champ for a reason. He's an absolute monster. He builds a turret because he's out of scans, which means the Dark Templar cannot be used. The Immortals go down. And Clem, if there's no splash damage to stop the 2-base all-in, you need the numbers. Oh my lord, what a comeback for Clem. But Hero, he had the economic advantage. He had the map control advantage, but because he'd invested so much in damaging the income and kept trickling those Dark Templar, and he just didn't have enough to engage this army. The positioning was kind of brutal. You got to realize that blocks you, this ramp blocks you. I think when they push here, you actually need to loop an army in from behind when you're trying to engage with Zealots. Otherwise, you end up kind of cramped in this relatively small space. Really, really good comeback by Clem. Well, guys, I thought this was going to be a 2-2, but it's a 3-1 for Clem. And we've been thinking about it. We've been talking about it in chat. I just went to a bathroom break between games, and I've really got to break that down. So those Dark Templars kind of destroyed Clem's options. They absolutely ruined Clem's options. He didn't have detection, and it was actually fantastic what they achieved. So let me break it down, though, because it's not a simple advantage. They don't just make you way ahead. What it does is Clem has to turtle at base, lose massive amounts of mining time, drop every single mule into scan. He loses add-ons, loses a bunch of production time as well, can't build a third command center because he's too busy scrambling. So his third is so ridiculously late that essentially what the Dark Templar did is they pigeonholed Clem into a 2-base all-in. And Hero had the information, right? His DTs were in there, his Prisms were in there. He knew there was no third command center. He knew he was doing this, but on the other hand, you're building 125 mineral, 125 gas per Dark Templar. Every Dark Templar goes in, wastes a scan. Scan costs 225 minerals, and there's mining time and keeping his army at home. Problem is, normally 225 minerals, you take a long time. It takes over a minute to mine off a mule. So it's like a very long, slow-term investment. Instead, what's happening is Terran's basically dropping mules and trading them for your very expensive gas units instantly, while just continuing to just mass army and sit at home. It is inevitable that he's going to have a big, scary ball of basic units. He's not going to have great tech or upgrades. His attack's not coming early because he has to defend the Dark Templar. You can keep him pinned at home, even delay him with extra Dark Templars. It is a big delay, but you're going to need something to take advantage of the fact that you've bought so much time for yourself. You need to take advantage of that big window. Essentially, what you're purchasing is time. And to take advantage of that, you need to basically really double down on an army that's going to crush him. If Hero had committed to just mass Zealot, maybe 1 or 2 less gases, no 4th base or at all, or at least don't build probes for the 4th, mass Zealot, and then counterattack the moment Clem pulls out, so the Zealot's cutting off his reinforcement. You're ready then to surround his army the moment he tries to siege you because you've got Zealots already behind his army. It puts Clem in a kind of impossible scenario. Alternatively, you rush Storm or Colossus while the Dark Templar are in there. And as long as you have at least one Colossus or a Storm, Clem's push is really going to struggle, especially if he pulls the boys. But without either of those, it felt like Hero was going too hard on the economy, a mix of some Zealots without any good upgrades and no armor upgrades, not a great position. He wasn't counterattacking the move out, even though he knew it was super all-in. It felt like Hero just started doing a little bit of everything in that game, and he has this sort of confidence in sentries and force fields, which I love because he's so good at using them. But there are times in the mid-game where I feel like dawdles on getting better tech, and he kind of just almost believes in the power of a couple of force fields and a Guardian Shield too much. And I envy it, because I'm like, dude, I wish I could be that confident and bring all these wins out with force fields and Guardian Shields. It just doesn't feel like he can pull it off very often against Clem. And it's time to try something drastically different. That is a 3.5-minute third base off 2-gate. He's skipping the Robo, ladies and gentlemen. And as long as Clem doesn't play Banshee, usually that's fine. Thank you very much, guys, for the subs. Really appreciate the hype train going off there in the chat. Thank you, those who are watching live. If you're watching on YouTube, you're enjoying the finals, please do me a favor. Go down to the description, click on that, and there's a link to my Patreon. You guys can go check out the Patreon, support the channel if you want to go above and beyond. But we really appreciate all of you just hanging out, watching the videos, commenting, just having a good time. It's been a real blast hosting this, as well as PigFest 5 for the last month. And good point for a little shout out halfway through the finals. I think these games are chaotic. They're surprising. And there's a 4-minute forge. I love it. I love it. This is a very North America style build. I think he's going to go +1 attack and then +1 armor. And this allows you to actually have some really good mid-game Zealot Stalker timings, where if Terran pushes a bit too early, Zealot Stalker could cause him a lot of issues. Whew. Here we go. Siege tanks coming out. 3 barracks as well. Raven as well. Very standard play for Clem. The only thing is he doesn't know what he's up against, guys. He's going to like, I was going to go for a Marine Mine Drop, but nah, no, I'm not going to. Maybe he will, just very delayed 3 Mine Drop. Clem's build, what is this? And he's building 3 Marines at a time? And now he unloads... Guys, what is Clem doing? I'm looking at his face. He doesn't look confused, but he's playing... Oh, he's going to pick up the tank and boost across. Okay, I see. Okay, this is a big push. So it's a 2 tank, 3 Widow Mine push. Tank tries to run away. Medevac says, no, no, no. Get over here, boy. Oh, my lord. Okay, 3 sentries, 8 stalkers. Shield battery coming up. He's going charge. I don't think it's going to be ready in time. Clem hitting a super oddball timing. Remember, he needs 5 wins 5 games to win the whole series, guys. You have to give up your third. You want to buy time here as possible, and you want to give up your third. I like that hallucination. I do think energy recharge should be used here. Clem is like, what the hell? Oh, he buys it. He buys it. He could win the game right now. He literally could push it and win the game. He runs away. It was halluc. Oh, no. It was halluc. Oh. The spirit of Huck versus Indra 2010, 2011. Oh, my lordy lord. Hero buys himself an amnesty with an illusion. They're not tricks, Mike. They're not tricks, Michael. Tricks are what a horror does for money. They're called illusions. Hero, no doubt, channeling his inner Job. Fantastic. And he's got a lot of Stalkers now. He's got charge, +1 attacks finished. 4th Nexus on the way. Oh my gosh. All right, 2 tanks can go up round 2, but this gives him the time. He's got a lot of zealots now, and with 7, 8 gates finishing, he can warp in. Oh, he's gonna get a tank from the high ground. Wow! And if you push up that ramp, welcome to Force Field Town. Oh, Clem he did not realize how greedy this was, this third, and he's lacking information in this game. I think the 4th Nexus is fine here. He's not probing, as long as Hero doesn't get massively supply blocked as the fight's about to happen. I mean, it's hard for Clem to push, but he needs pylons badly. Raven drops a few auto turrets to kill a pylon on the north, trying to remove vision. This pylon also going to get cleaned up. You need to build more than 3. He's just killed 3 pylons, and Hero builds 4. Okay, he builds 4 at least. That's something. Throws one down next to his mineral line. Bit of an awkward placement, but it kind of backs up that Templar Archive. Second Forge is on the way. 4 probes building at a time. Stalker does die to the Widow Mine. Blinks forward, gets revenge. Nice split, though. Nice split. Stalkers spot it, and he's got to realize now this is a 50-50 split. I don't think he noticed the army on the right, though. Hero F2ing like a mad dog right now. He's got to get on top of this. I think he's got the numbers to deal with this split push. Does clean up the first few units. The Widow Mines are good. On the left side, though, as long as he blinks on it. Oh, he's not looking. He's too busy microing down the bottom. So the drop escapes up north. The Widow Mine count is absolutely monstrous. How many Widow Mines do you want, Clem? Clem just smiles and says yes. Dude, how many Widow Mines do you want to bring to this fight? Jeez, that is ridiculous. And he lost track of the drops, which means they're sliding in the back. Hero should have had enough off this opening to crush Clem. And Clem is figuring out a way to make this actually really competitive. Wow. 11 probes go down. Nice recall. Is it enough? The Archon gonna get on top. Stalker Sentry kind of takes a lot of hits. 12 probes go down. In the bottom, though, oh, Clem lost so many units down there. And I think that's pretty good. With the Blink Micro, he finally cleans up this drop. Still 4 base Protoss with 58 workers, 62, because he's still building them 4 at a time against a 53 SCV Terran on 2 base. I mean, blinking into the Marauders, Hero does the thing that Clem did so much when he was first off-racing as Protoss against Terran. The first week or 2 of Clem off-racing Protoss against Terran was one of the funniest things. I have never seen a man blink into more Stim Marauders and Widow Mines than Clem's Protoss. That first 2 weeks, we were like, I mean, he's good, but also he seems like a bit of a baboon. And then he actually learnt a bit of tactical restraint and was better at picking his fights, and he turned into a god of Protoss. But right now it's Hero who's the god of Protoss, and he will not go down without a fight. Hero is the one player who it seems like can let games slip away when he's ahead sometimes, and you think he's got to be tilted, he's got to be thrown off, and he comes into the next game looking like he is G'd up and ready to play the best StarCraft of his life. Sick fast third build, sick metagame, and amazing. Fake hallucinated Colossus. That was a really cute push timing from Clem, guys. He was not ready for it. He has no idea it's coming. He sees some units. He gets some Stalkers and Sentries. But, dude, what was that first push timing? Like 5.5? It was so early. Yeah. He had Blink, but he's only on 3 gate. It's like 5:45. If he committed to this push, because the Stalkers are all up in the main and the natural, he's in a really hard spot. If he just sieged his tanks there, started shoving the ramp, that's actually probably lights out for Hero. Oh, so sick. So sick. Big boy does it. All right, guys. Well, chat's pointed out to me, Clem had a Raven. It was like the unit at the front. It's the unit that saw the Colossus. And a Raven's a detector, which means it shows up the same way we see it, where it's a totally different color. It's like all blue. It doesn't show up as the normal colors. But Chat also has pointed out he had a big reaction on camera, which I didn't see, so I'll have to check back and maybe ask in an interview if he wins or loses after. But chat's, some people are saying he's colorblind, hence he did not say. I'm pretty sure even if you're colorblind, it's pretty obvious the difference between hallucination and not. But yeah, it was a split second. So I think he maybe just saw the outline and just went, oh, Colossus Sentry, I can't push up there, and pulled away without... When you see something, these pros often only glance for a fraction of a second. So yeah, it's not surprising. Oh, he's kissing... Did you just kiss the webcam? Guys, oi. Girls in the chat, stop it. Stop flirting with Clem. I just saw him lean forward. It looked like he was kissing the camera. Stop it. Let him focus on the game. Oi. Oi. Couple of ooh-woos getting dropped in the chat. All right, we've got a Zealot on the way. It's a double gas opening for Hero here on Last Fantasy, guys. He just says he loves you. Loves the StarCraft viewers. The kiss was probably just Terrainer. He's jealous Cyril gets all the attention. Oh, he wants to be teammates with him, doesn't he? No, I think he's quite happy with Team Liquid. Twisted Minds against Team Liquid. SCV comes in, does scout the Protoss first time. Hero, maybe from that SCV angle, can tell where he came from. Hasn't rallied the Adept out just yet. Now this map, guys, main base, pretty big area to cover against 4-gate blink. Looks like Clem's going to go for a pretty recessed tank position. Problem with that is he can blink in and then choose to go right or left. And I keep talking about it, no one's used it yet. You can blink across here, guys. And look at how far, if you've got a tank there, it doesn't really cover the gases or these mineral patches. But obviously it's dangerous to go too deep. Point being, 4-gate blink I do think is a really good build for this map. I've only seen one guy do it. Zaun tried it once, got stomped. Haven't seen a single other Protoss do it. To be fair, they did patch the map. It used to be that you could blink all the way, like this wasn't forest. The ground just extended to here. You could blink up there. And even when it was like that, no one utilized 4-gate blink on it. Players still figuring out a lot of new maps at once. It's a bit overwhelming for the new players. And it's Phoenix against 2 barracks. Are we going 3 racks? I don't think Clem would commit to a 3 racks full push, like not like a full no medevac push. I think he'd still macro behind it, but it just gives him the option to do that. Does he go surely Cyclone first with a 3 racks? Yeah, Cyclone first, second barracks. I think we'll probably see a third barracks in a little bit as well. It's pretty good play style. It gets you a lot of units, but it doesn't give you a lot of like flexibility on the map. Hero is very good at varying his openings, guys. And he does the Stargate here on the map where you can't spot it. And with a Stalker and Adept, it's pretty uncommitted, right? Like you see 2 Adepts, you're like, okay, more chance of it being like a Stargate or something. You see a Stalker and an Adept, it doesn't tell you anything. So, Adept leaves, there's only 1 Stalker there. Sees an extra gateway. That looks like a Blink build. Guys, doesn't this look like a Blink build? He's trying to convince Clem to go for a medevac drop. He's like, look, I have 3 gateways. I'm making Stalkers. He's super selling a story right now. Unfortunately for Hero, Clem has played a 2 barracks with delayed starport. Good recall. Oh, I love that. He knew the Cyclone was going to hunt him down. Keeps the Adept alive. It is take a lot of damage, but Adepts are always rather fragile either way. Chat says they're betting on Phoenix Charge. So one problem he's run into with Phoenix Charge recently is that he goes Forge and Twilight at the same time with a quick third gas. And it just means by the time he gets to charge, he has like 6 Zealots at most, sometimes only 2 or 3. So these big bio pushes can actually just overwhelm the sheer lack of units that he has. And look at that, non-stop Marine production, a Raven, a tank. And he's going to put the barracks on that tech lab now. And the third barracks does start. Starts a third gas as well. Okay, it's just a heavier barracks opening, so he's going to have a bit more Marines, but he's still heading to all the normal pieces. Okay, nothing crazy. Unfortunately, the Phoenix are just going to chill. He's like, please drop me, please drop me. Come on, man. Please fly in with Widow Mines. He just wants to hide what he's doing so that Clem throws some units away trying to harass. It's the long con. Remember that Oracle hiding? And I think it was game 1, right? The Oracle was just hiding on the edge of the map for minutes, waiting and waiting. Oh, probes are going to block that. You do not want to let him scout. You saw how much he was committed to blocking the scout. There's no way he was going to let him through there. As I said, Forge Twilight 3 gas, guys. So his charge is really late. But it kind of feels like Clem's not going to be ready for a bit longer, so I think he might have time to get up to like 55 probe, 8-gate charge. Phoenix finally revealed themselves. Well, 8 SCVs already. He built a lot of Phoenix. He's still pumping Phoenix. And that one Phoenix survives on 2, I think it was 1 or 2 hit points, guys. Looks like a Marine clicked on it. Clem is so good with his target fire. What do you guys think of that trade, guys? 1 Phoenix for 13 SCVs. Yay or nay? Twitch chat. Oh, well, he felt bad. He felt like that was a bit unfair, so he wanted to even it up a little bit. He's like, oh, I should give you something. Flies back into the Marine Cyclone. Clem looks defeated already, says chat. Well, he is defeated. He was not expecting Phoenix. He just took massive economic damage, and he doesn't have a quick push timing. Feels like Clem's build, he went second barracks really early, and then he just went back into Raven tank anyway. So the second barracks didn't serve a function. I think basically he has been completely tricked by Hero's opening. I think everything he saw, when he saw the quick second and third gate, he was like, oh, I don't think an early 3 racks push will work, so I'll pivot back into Raven tank. But now he's like, oh, what? Where the hell did these Phoenix come from? It feels like Clem's playing a very reactive game right now, and he's trying to make a read. The problem with reading Hero is Hero has no idea what he's doing. And I say that in the most respectful way. People always go, oh, you hate Hero. Why are you so anti-Korean bias? Guys, I've watched Maru. Maru knows exactly what his plans are and his builds every game. I've watched Hero a lot of games, thousands. I'm pretty sure he's making it up as he goes, and it's a good thing. Literally, he senses in the heat of the moment what the best option is, and it's impossible to read ahead of time. He has these little clever mind games and things. He has little plans, but it's very hard to read. It's very unpredictable. Oh my gosh. Phoenix pick up 2 Widow Mines, but he does lose one. There's a big SCV pool. No splash damage. Oh no, no splash damage again. Phoenix picking off even more Widow Mines. Oh dude, the Widow Mine pickups are pretty good though. Does lose more Phoenix. Oh, if you can get the Cyclone, be nice. Gonna try and pull back. Here comes the big push. Zealots could be okay against this, but the SCVs are going to be annoying. Clem's so good at screwing up. Remember, if the SCVs hold position, they won't be a target priority. So if he can get them in between the enemy units, it could be good. The Phoenix picking up the tanks is pretty nice, but the anti-armor missile is slick. The probes are trying to fight. Hero has to pull back. Hero has to pull back. He's going too deep. He's got to have pulled back after killing the tanks. He goes for the kamikaze. Oh my lord, the kamikaze Phoenix. He drags the Widow Mine into the center of the Marines. Is it enough, though? He's got to pull back. He got an Omega Mine. That Phoenix took one for the team. That was the guy from Independence Day who flies into the sphincter of the mothership. That Phoenix pilot was an absolute crazy conspiracist, crazy alien conspiracy theorist madman, but also a superhero. He took one for the team, dude. Immortal Zealot Sentry trying to come forward right now. I mean, I feel like he stayed too long on the first fight, though. After killing the tanks, if he pulled back and forced some more stims, I think it would have been good. Then again, he did get rid of the tanks. He's at double the worker count. If he can find a way to hold energy recharge on these sentries, one more wave of force fields could be slick. Clem's going to finish the third off. Clem is not rebuilding workers, and he's going to get jumped on. His army looks very small, but that Widow Mine, that Widow Mine takes those Zealots to Pound Town, doesn't it? And he's got to wait for energy recharge with this army. This Sentry, Stalker, Immortal army, it's all about the force fields. Problem is, Clem's very good with his pickups as well. Oh, he's going to jump on top is Clem. He's trying to win here with this army. There's no splash damage. The Widow Mine gets another boom boom. Oh, he's out of force. He doesn't have any force fields. He can't lose these sentries, though. Energy recharge is now ready. The stims are wearing down the unit's hit points, but there's 5 medevacs here. Immortal, if it could land some hits on those Marauders and Cyclones, it'd be great, but you don't want it to get focus fired. The Zealot Warp is so frigging close. The army supply is amazing for Clem, but he's rallying across a gigantic map. Every single time he stims, it is brutal for his hit points, but it's also brutal for Hero. He doesn't have the damage up, but he's trying to take down the Lib. The Liberator is such a problem for him. The Immortal is there, the Zealot as well, the Stalker, but Clem, he's going to overwhelm with the boy pull. The Phoenix did so much damage. Oh, Clem has so little economy, but he has just enough to break through. Hero trying to build an Observer right now, but he just doesn't have the units. Maybe if he kept the sentries alive, got a few more force fields, he could have done it. But Clem, right now, looks like he's going to be able to just barely, by a fingernail, get over the edge. It's not series over. From Hero's face, it looked like he thought it was series over for a second. But this is not over. It is 4-2, though. A massive advantage for Clem. All right, guys, you get an instant rewind of this bad boy. What was that guy's name from Independence Day, guys? What was that character's name? The crop dusting mad lad. Russell says chat. Russell Cass. His name was Sphincter Guy. Let's watch that again. played by Randy Quaid. All right, guys, so it was at this point where we saw Russell, the home ground hero. Everyone said he's a crazy conspiracy theorist. Oh, sorry, it's earlier. Go back a few more seconds. All right, guys, so we see the Phoenix come in. I think once he got rid of the tanks, maybe pulling back there would have been good because he's got anti-armor missile on the Zealots, and these Marines are just in a big ball, and there's not that many medevacs. And I feel like if your Phoenix go left, you can pick off medevacs and reinforcements, and like you just don't need the third. I don't know. Personally, that's what I thought he could do here. I think this was the perfect disengagement timing, but gets the Raven, and this is the point. This is the point. Yeah, this is it. So this Widow Mine here locks onto this guy. This Phoenix doesn't have any kills. Everyone's like, oh, you haven't even done anything this game. Oh, and then he drags it. Oh my god, why am I so bad at observing today? Sorry, guys. The replays keeps rewinding too far. All right, here it is. You see it retargets, and oh my gosh, he got like a good 12 Marines. Massive boom boom. All right, guys. Well, Hero, man, he almost had it. Oh, we did a little breakdown there at the end. You know, we thought, I think if he pulled back, cut off the reinforcements, especially if he stopped medevacs arriving, if you don't get more medevacs to that ball of Marines, it really gets worn down, right? But the moment it can just stand and fight and stutter step back a bit against the Zealots become really worthless, right? But anytime it tries to stim on top of like Stalker, Sentry, Immortal, Zealots become really good because the Marines are attacking into Guardian Shield Zealots, right? And so anytime the Marines stutter step forward, Zealots are really good. But anytime you're just chasing into the ball of Terran, the Zealots are charging out a Guardian Shield, number one. They're charging into the ball, so the ball can easily stutter step backwards and fight without your the Stalker, Sentry, Immortal doing much damage. So I really feel like Hero had to kind of disengage from that to make it work. I mean, the Kamikaze Phoenix was incredible. Incredibly well played. But unfortunately for him, not quite enough. He is going to go Nexus before Core by the looks of it. No, he's not. He's checking for eBay block. Conservative opening on the economy. Wants to get those early gateway units out, which is fair. Oh, man, I feel so hyped up. But, like, also, there's way too much adrenaline jumping through me right now. I kind of hope this isn't the last game. But I'm hoping I can do it justice as this series goes on. 2 best-of-7s into a best-of-9 with the best players in the world is a little bit hectic, man. It's a little hectic. But it's so worth it, man. I'm so glad that we've been blessed with such good games in PiGFest historically. Chat says, I feel this is the last game. I mean, I think it might be, which is why I'm getting us ready for it. I'm saying, look, if Clem wins this, it's lights out. I'd love to see Hero do another ley lines, guys. You know, another really greedy third or something like that, but we'll see how it goes. So easily could be 3-3 or even like 4-2 in Hero's favor, right? That's just every Hero series, right? He plays such a dynamic style. He always puts himself in contention, but it's hard to, in the heat of the moment, do everything perfectly, and that is absolutely fair enough. Twilight Council's still not down. Okay, he's going to build it on the natural, so that if the Reaper jumps up the ledge, it can't see it. Though, honestly, you could hide it here, and it's probably better hit, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Factory goes down up there. It is, of course, Marine Reactor. No bunker. Clem's been getting away with skipping the bunker a lot. I'm going to go out on a limb, guys. He does use the Healing Shrine temporarily. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, if you're going core first and not sending your Adepts across the map, I don't know if it's good. I guess Hero's just purely focused on denying scouting. That's his whole goal. It just, I don't know. To me, it always feels like if you go for this and they don't have to build a bunker, Terran just has a really smooth start. We'll see what he can do. You know, I think Clem tripped over his own feet build order-wise, trying to figure out what to do in that last game, and he just went, oh, I guess I got to do a boy pool, desperate all in. I don't think he had a lot of faith in it working. He just said, let's commit 100%, throw caution to the wind, and accept that the game's probably not going to work out. I think he was very pleasantly surprised. After losing 13 SCVs, I mean, what an impressive comeback. Just great micro. The anti-armor missile was brilliant. It's such a decisive push through the middle of Last Fantasy. This is map 7, right, guys? So Hero did pick the first map, I believe. Which means he's got all of the odd maps. Should be his choice. Obviously running out of maps that are remaining, though. There's no vetoes in this series. Hey! Reaper gets in. He says, oh, where's your tech? Nice Twilight. Nice Twilight. That's why he hid the Twilight down there. He's once again gone for a very early forge, guys, about 4:15, 4:20. Widowmine does unload over there. I think he thought it was a real Phoenix for a second, maybe? It's just a single mine drop. 4 Stalkers and a Sentry will make quick work of that. Hero, though, does sometimes get baited to, like, F2 his units around. Clem should be watching this. Yeah, look at that. Clem glimpses the Stalkers, pulls... Oh, did Hero... Oh, no. Here, the medevac shows itself and then turns around, and the Stalkers run away. I think that was just an F2, wasn't it? He saw the Hellion, so he F2'd towards it, and then he sent these guys back. Hero is the highest level player in the world to constantly be doing redundant actions. Like, he is constantly sending his whole army one way and then resetting everything else. It's amazing that he plays as well as he does while doing that. Oh! Oh! I actually think that Widowmine would have killed the Adept if he committed to it. Look at that, hiding in the little sight blocker. Now, the Adept... I don't think the Adept can out-DPS that, guys. The Hellion doesn't have high ground vision, though. They had this interaction in their last series with a probe, just ignoring a Reaper. Clem's like, it's my turn, boy. Same time, Phoenix does scout the Raven tank follow-up. Widowmine drop still has not gone in. Healing Shrines are fun, man. It heals everything, guys. Doesn't heal shields, just hit points, but normally Protoss can't heal their hit points. So arguably it's better for Protoss than it is for the other races because of that. But all in the eyes of the beholder. Hellion's going to go to the bottom right. It's a lot of Stalker Sentry to leave in the main. I feel like you just leave 2 or 3 Stalkers here. Should be enough. 3 Stalkers probably ideal. Takes 9 Stalker shots to kill a medevac, so 3 Stalkers equals 3 volleys, as opposed to 2 Stalkers. It'll take you 5 volleys to kill the medevac. Not much of a deterrent. Third Command Center's up there as well. Engineering Bay. Clem just chilling out right now, not really doing anything special, and that does allow a hero to get established on his third. Oh my lord. Okay, I mean, he's got a quick forge. I don't mind the gold base, as long as he doesn't take a 4th gas. As long as he just goes pure Zealot from here, Zealot Stalker, and just like YOLOs. Like, I want to see hero counterattacking with Zealot Stalker, using his mobility. If you play this style, upgrades gold base heavy, you really want to make sure you're initiating fights and forcing the Terran to be stimming defensively, losing units on his way across the map. But these Stalkers move over to that side. Oh me, oh my, they did. That Stalker's going to stumble in. He tries to escape. Oh my gosh, hero. Sloppy F2s here. And he's going to show his army front on, which I'm not the biggest fan of. No ambush available because of that. But at least it does slow down the move forward a little bit. Hero, he's got 15 Zealots, no armor on a mostly Zealot army. I'd love to see Zealots hitting the counter, getting ready for the flank. With this Zealot force, he's going to have to do that to deal with Clem. Clem is too good in the front on, but he's F2, doesn't he? Oh, he's got a cannon! Who builds a cannon in the main base? Hero is like, mate, Platinum League players and me. And he's been making Platinum League moves work at a pro level recently. It's awesome. Bio coming forward. Watch out for the speedy zones. Those Zealots do like speedy zones, but he attacks all from one angle. Oh, the Guardian Shield is not covering the Zealots at all. Oh, not a good fight for Hero at all. He doesn't have the armor there, and the Bio now holds the Watchtower. He can stim, instantly heal back to full life. Once he has the Healing Shrine, it's a real problem. The Stalkers come in from behind. They're going to try to take out the medevacs, but if you don't completely evict him from this position, it's a problem. You should be healing on the Healing Shrine in the middle of the fight with the Stalkers if you can. If you can blink them onto the Healing Shrine, they will stand their ground really well, but the Bio has much more damage density, and that's a real big problem, which is why you should not take this gold base on this map. This gold base, it's a disaster waiting to happen. Hero's taken it every time he's gone on this map. He cannot resist the gold base. The Widowmine don't want to do friendly fire. The Bio stutter steps. If he could get Zealots on top of the Healing Shrine, they would not die. Hero cannot be fighting here unless he's focus firing. He's focus firing pretty nicely there. Yeah, I would have loved to see him just blink on the Healing Shrine. Honestly, if he just gets on the Healing Shrine, these Stalkers win this. But Hero is feeling way too much stress and pressure right now. He's not using the Healing Shrine. He is chasing Clem back though, which is good, but Clem's on 3 base. He's on 60 SCVs. Libs are coming in as well. The Stalker's still heavily damaged. The Healing Shrine there being used by Clem. Hero just doesn't seem to be registering that it's there. He's under too much pressure. He's on autopilot. And of course, he is very close to losing this finals, but he keeps the gold base alive. He's got a 5th base in the bottom right. It's about to go up. He still doesn't have, he's got +2 attack. He does have 1/1, so it's equal upgrades. Man, I'd love to see these Stalkers heal. Oh, that's what this map's so good for. Unfortunate. Blinks into the Widowmine. Good spready. Limits the splash. Oh, Bio accidentally kills one of his own Marauders there. Bit of a misclick for Clem. And another Marauder goes down to the Blink 40. He tries to chase. Dude, Clem's chase micro is so scary. He's the one guy who goes from running away to chasing very quickly, but was it a mistake? I think it might have been. Liberator on the right side sieges up the gold base, guys. Looks like a Widowmine did clear a bunch of Zealot damage, but Clem getting overrun, that gold base momentum. You can see it here. So many Zealots. The Stalker's chasing, getting rid of the libs. The Widowmine save. Boom, boom, boy. The Vikings should go down there as well, potentially, but it does manage to escape third base. He needs a few Zealots in that third. That bunker is empty. I'd love to see him go back, heal up at the Healing Shrine, and maybe try again. 2-2 upgrades are on the way. Fifth Nexus does start in the bottom right. Hero's got control. As I said, I'd love to see a few Zealots hitting the natural. His army hitting the left. I want to see him moving in, moving out. Hero's so good at his micro, but he is addicted to F2. He's going to have to overwhelm the front. Is it going to pay off? That is the question. The boys are pulled off the line. The Guardian Shield helps out for a little bit, but he's not really microing that forward. He does blink forward to the left. I guess he's getting ready to disengage. 20 SCVs go down. Hero will not go down without a fight. Hot diddly damn. Hero looking fantastic. All right, guys, going into the next game. Game 8 here. Hero in the top left, Clem in the bottom right. I don't know if you guys already did predictions or not. I think you did, but we took a little bit of an ad break there. Gave the players a minute. How the hell did Hero win that game? Well, Hero does this many times. And like I said, I feel like using the Zealots to cut off the reinforce a little bit, just a few Zealots coming from behind would be such a difference maker for him. I truly stand by that, believe that analysis. But despite that, what did Hero do well? Well, he didn't lose his Stalkers very much. He had a gold base up, he had like 9 gateways or so, and he never lost the gold. And at a certain point, you're rallying in there. And Clem, I think he also skipped a few production cycles potentially. If he like pulled the boys, I think if he pulls like even 10 SCVs, I think he overwhelms Hero and kills him. The problem that's going to happen is he didn't do that. He's going Armory, he's going Ghost Academy, he's building SCVs. Clem actually wasn't that committed in terms of like production. I think he might have skipped a few Marines and Marauders here or there. And then basically, Hero drags the fight out for so long. The units do start getting a little overstimmed, and essentially Clem just stayed a bit too long on the front, right? And there was a moment where the Stalkers were coming in from 2 sides, picking off Medivacs, picking off Marauders, and Hero started to pick off a lot of those high-value targets. So even with the Healing Shrine and stuff, like, you would need to look through that fight bit by bit. And there were moments that went bad for Hero, but I was probably overemphasizing them because I didn't want to see him lose, and I was just fanboying a bit. And he's not the best commentary you could say. It's just hard to track these fights. I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm not used to commentating a fight next to a gold base in the middle of the map with a Healing Shrine next to it. And Stalkers attacking it from 2 sides. It was very hard to judge. I know I try to sound like I know what I'm talking about. That was not a situation where I knew what was happening very well, and I don't think the players did either. That is the rare situation where they also are like, oh God, like, what do I do here? They were both just forced into a little bit more on-the-fly problem solving than they're probably used to. And they both did very well, but Hero has won so many TLMC map tournaments. The Team Liquid map contest where they try out new maps and then Wardy runs a tournament on it. Do you know how many times Hero's won that tournament? And do you know why? It's because the players have never played the maps. They're figuring it out as they go. And the guy who just doesn't really... He has very loose, intuitive plans. He's clever. It makes sense the way Hero plays. It's not pure... It's not like he's just doing dumb stuff, but like, it's not all mapped out from the start. Like, he'll be like, this map, okay, I'll hide a Phoenix build behind the natural wall, try to deny scouting with 2 adepts. Okay, cool. He might have an idea of what he's going to do next, but it's going to be really flexible based on what happens, what he sees, how the game goes in. Oh, he's going to be so happy about this, guys. Medevac. If you load up a Medevac and you fly that into a bunch of Phoenix, that is the Phoenix Dream. And he's going to play Phoenix Colossus as well. Now, I would say Phoenix Colossus, even though it's a big rush distance, look at the space between these bases. From third to natural is really far. Natural to main, really far. Phoenix Colossus, very bad for that third. I think he has to take the triangle third if he does this. And then it's probably okay. But he may have to kill a building here at some point so his Colossus can walk up and down between the third and the main base. Otherwise, he could get out positioned by multi-drops. Now for Clem, guys, if you're a Clem fan, you want that 5-3, you want him to immediately turn around and get out of there. Oh, but he's committed. He's committed. He didn't have boost available, so he's decided to commit. Oh, he gets a Phoenix. Good start. Good start getting that Phoenix. And these Phoenix, they didn't stay moving, which means Medevac's gonna... Oh, it does actually not escape. Okay. The Adepts can take on these Marines with the help of the Phoenix. Oh, if you lose another one, though, that's kind of bad, man. Oh, Hero... His Adepts should be able to finish this off. Okay, Phoenix go after the Hellions, and then the Adepts go after the Marines. Really smart, right? Because the Adepts can catch up to those slow Marines. And catch up to the Hellion. Beautiful. Good opening, guys. It looked dicey. Every hero fight always looks a little scrappy. But here's what it is. Oh, Clem's face. That was kind of funny. Like, well, here we go. This is going to be a fun game from here. Oh, he's going all in. Ladies and gentlemen. He senses it's Colossus. Does he know? He saw the Robo. The Robo. That Hellion seeing the Robo is so crucial. If he didn't see the Robo, he would not know it's Phoenix Colossus, and he wouldn't feel confident committing to this, because Hero's been playing a lot of Phoenix Charge. Phoenix Charge hard counters this build. We talked to Clem about it yesterday. It is actually massive. It is absolutely massive. So, the Vikings are there. Does he keep committing? Oh, he doesn't. No, he doesn't want to. He's like, no, I don't want to throw a game away. No, because he's worried that it won't work. It's not fast enough. So he builds a third command center. He's still building Vikings for now, but he's actually making stim and shields. Whereas normally with this, what he'd do is he just keeps building tanks, Vikings, unupgraded Marines, and he just shoves, right? This is, I'm going to keep building Vikings, but I'm also making stim and shields and a third. So that I can shut down your Phoenix harassment. I can have a crazy Viking count when I do want to push. And I'm just kind of well prepared to shut down your tech units. Oh, this is bad for Hero, guys. Has Clem seen this build? Guys, if anyone knows of a recent match they've played where Hero played 2-star Phoenix Colossus, let me know. Because I do not know. Clem's build makes perfect sense if he knows Hero likes to go 2-star Phoenix. I've not seen him do this in a long, long time. So it seems almost wild that Clem is prepared for this, as if he knows something, as if he's seen a recent match or played against it, and it's in his head. Because 2-star Phoenix, really good for overwhelming a handful of Vikings. Kind of awful against Mass Viking, which is what he's playing against this game. And one has to wonder, where is the Observer, guys? Where's the scouting, right? I get Colossus are important, but not a single Observer. No hallucination either, right? I mean, he should really be hallucinating. You got energy recharge here. Building a bunch of cannons out front. I think he might have expected this to be the reacted Viking all-in. 66 probes to 60 SCVs. Plus 1 attack on the way. Not many Marauders out. There's only 2 medevacs and already going up to 7 Vikings. Fleet beacons on the way. I think he's going to go Phoenix range and plus 2 air as well. It always feels like this is such a complicated style Hero's playing. What I love about Hero is, like, if you think about Hero as an aggressive player, you'd think this is the opposite of the style he likes to play. It's very defensive, very turtly. Goes in, picks up a bunch of Marines. Oh my gosh, he loses 2. 3 Phoenix maybe if he doesn't pick it up quickly. Okay. That was 2 Phoenix. I think he'd already lost one maybe? Yeah, he already lost one to the Marines at the start. So that's a good trade for him. He's building them 2 at a time, so I guess he doesn't really mind trading the Phoenix a little bit, but does he realize just how many Vikings this is? Guys, Clem pushing right now is crazy. This little bio ball is so small, but he knows there's no gateway units. It's like 1 Immortal, a bunch of unupgraded Zealots, Twilight Council just now starting, extra gateways coming down. Hero's thinking about taking this front 4th. Clem's going to leave a little Marine drop here, which is risky. Because we saw that Phoenix can deal with this. Seems kind of crazy that Clem's over here. I think Clem's feeling a little uncomfortable in this longer, slower map. Because look, yeah, we kind of knew that was going to happen, right? He gets 2 Phoenix somehow. I don't know how he got 2 of those. Is it worth? It's like a medevac and 12 Marines or so. I don't think that's worth it. Oh my gosh, he's got a second starport down. Dude, he's got 5 barracks now, but he's doing a 2 starport all in this early. I don't know if Hero, does he realize what he's up? If Hero can swap into like Zealot Storm or Zealot Archon even, I think he wrecks this, but right now that Viking count, 14 against just 10 Phoenix. There's no charge. The Zealots, Colossus, Immortal though, they're going to clear the tanks. The Phoenix trading on the Vikings. The Vikings are doing very good. The ground army seems too big right now for Protoss. Clem, he's got the Viking superiority. Can he take down the Phoenix? If he gets rid of the Phoenix, he can clear the Colossus. The Colossus have no answer right now. I think they might have to just turn and fight, try to kill the Marines and Marauders, but of course the Marine Marauder runs away. The Colossus happy to take this fight. There's no damage except the Sentry and Stalker against the air units. Doubling down on Phoenix and Phoenix range, while so far behind, I think is the wrong call. Hero needs to pivot to pure ground. He needs to run his Colossus behind the cannons and pivot to a full ground army. Instead, he's doubling down on Phoenix Colossus, but he's up against 13 Vikings. He's never going to catch up in the air. Hero right now it's sunk cost fallacy. He's investing into a dead end. He's like, oh, my Bitcoin went down. I better buy another 500 of them. You know, like I can't get out now. You know, whatever it is, right? Whatever the analogy is, the Vikings are going to pull back. Oh my lord, the Vikings are getting pretty good value. The bio, as long as it stays out of Colossus range for the most part, it's doing well. Colossus getting hammered. Clem getting massive value. Charge is now done. He's got to swap into Storm. He's got to swap off. It's just 2 Stargates and a Robo is such a big investment. He's only got 6 gates. Hero has 4 bases. But he needs maybe Disruptors. Disruptors would be great. Vikings ain't very useful against that. I mean, imagine if you stop building Phoenix Colossus, the Vikings are dead weight. And he forces the Vikings to become Temu Marauders, guys. I mean, you could argue they're better because they can pick up and they're amazing in the skies. But when they land, they are kind of just a Temu Marauder. Dep's trying to shade forwards. Bio poking forward. It's full 4 bases for Clem. Dude, Clem doing so well. Hero! Oh no! Guys, I think Clem may have hit him too hard. 2 boys, they're having a bit of a friendly wrestling match. Hero, unfortunately, Clem gets him in a headlock. Starts hurting him. And Hero has called his mum. He's called, she is in from the backyard. She's busy. She's like, oh, geez, what now? He's like, Mom, he hurt me. We'll see if she's going to save the day. She might side with Clem. Building a mothership into 16 Vikings is certainly a decision, guys. This is kind of like calling your mum when you're at school. Sometimes when you're like 7 years old, you don't understand how it works yet. Like you think your mum, she doesn't have jurisdiction when you're at school. You see, when you're at home, mum has jurisdiction, but not... I don't think she has not when you're at school. You got to call the principal or the teacher, not mom. Like she can rock up, she can't really do anything. So 16 Vikings right now is going to be a problem for her. A lot of the Marines die before they get in the bunker. That's cute. I like that Hero's multi-pronging. And he's going double disruptor production now, which is cute. If he adds like Storm, takes a 5th base and stuff, this is going to go late game. What a match we're seeing. I mean, Hero's supply is terabad. Oh, that Liberator is sick. It's a double lib as well, guys. 10 SCVs do go down, 5 probes. Hero trying to take a new base. He's got a mum is out, but like all he can do is drop a time warp and then die. He could try to run away. It just doesn't feel like, yeah. Oh my gosh. Activates Cloak, activates Time Warp, gets a few shots off, does die almost immediately. Disruptors a few of his own Zealots. I don't think Hero's army makes a lot of sense right now. The Colossus definitely is just going to get 1 shot. The bio's heavily damaged, but there's just nothing on the ground. There's no Storm. The Disruptors emptied themselves way too early chasing that army. The bio's a bit too damaged though. Clem may be getting ahead of himself, but with that supply advantage, is there really such a thing? He's only got 1 medevac. The healthcare is absolutely atrocious. Oh my lord. Really, he's got to get home. Wait for those medevacs to come out. Extra command centers on the way, thinking about a 5th base. Hero has a top base. This one does survive for now. A few Tempests are here, but I think Storm changes everything. I think if Hero doesn't get Storm with this gas bank, I don't really see Disruptor Tempest being enough. The air superiority of Clem could get countered by Tempest Storm, but right now the supply is so far in Clem's favor, and man, he worked so hard in this day. He took out Cyril 4-3, and he wants the finish. He wants his first PiGFest title. He's been denied far too many times. Right back in 2023, he had an epic series in a semi-final, I think it was, against Cyril as well. He had an epic series against Raynor in one. The Disruptors come forward, and they do not land in big enough way. They all get focused down. You know what the first rule of the Octagon is? They say protect your balls at all times. Hero forgets that one, and Clem finds the damage, and he manages to, with the mass Viking. I don't know how he expected this play from Hero, but it seemed like he expected it from the start. Really fantastic play by Clem. The man did not stop building Vikings from the very start of the game. I mean, he was like, from 5 minutes on, he was on that reactor, pumping Viking. It's crazy to go onto that early in the game. To go onto that early, look at this, guys. He swaps over at 5:10, and that starport never leaves and is almost non-stop building Vikings for the next 9 minutes. Turns out when your opponent's going 2-star Phoenix into Colossus, into Mothership, well, all those things do get countered by that. I think when he was holding on in the first fight, like I said, if he completely stopped Phoenix Colossus production, started building Disruptors, Immortal Zealot, Archon, go for Storm, completely pivot to a ground army, Clem finds himself with 13 Vikings that are a suboptimal unit. But Hero was kind of like, oh gosh, what is this situation? And just doubled down for a little bit too long before he made the decision to pivot. GG, well played though. Clem is your PigFest champion. GG, well played. GG, well played, Clem. Well done, man.
Thank you so much.
Ooh,
thank you.
I thought you were going to maybe steamroll, and then Hero is like, not that easy, bro. Made it nice and hard for you, didn't he?
Yeah, for sure. Those some fun games. Some fun games. Yeah, it was very close.
Whew. I mean, we have so many questions. We're going to start back to front while we still remember things, okay? Most recent one. Did you see him play 2 Stargate recently? Did you expect that?
No. I didn't expect it. I just wanted to see what he was up to. I was like, okay, I don't really have much scouting. I'm gonna throw a cheeky scan to see if he's playing like Phoenix Colossus or Charge Lot or anything. And then I see 2 Stargates, and I'm like,
oh, you
what?
scanned the second Stargate. I missed that. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I saw it. So I was like, okay, let's go Reactor Viking and then just take it from there. But yeah, I saw it like right before the Stargate finished, the second one. And yeah, that was a super important scout.
Before the what finished, sorry? The Stargate?
The second Stargate, yeah.
Ah.
If I don't get the scout, it could get a bit tricky. If I delay my Vikings and stuff and I don't see it coming, yeah.
Yeah, like, because if you arrive with like 8 Vikings, you think, oh, this is just enough to deal with 6 Phoenix, 7 Phoenix, and a few Colossus, 8, 10 Vikings, 12 Phoenix with range come out. It's like, oh my lord,
Yeah.
you can just jump on top of you and ruin you. But yeah, I mean, you've inspired romantic feelings. Funker's in the chat saying, that smile, that damn smile. Funker's getting excited, man. You're getting the French casters way too excited. That was awesome though, no man. The games were intense. So I want to go back to ley lines now, because this is the other question that I have burning. Did you think that was a real Colossus when you poked in? You went forward. There was 3 sentries on the high ground with a Colossus, and you kind of went, ooh,
really?
and you pulled your army back. That was a hallucination. Did you know that?
Yeah, I didn't even see the Colossus, or maybe in my head I just saw 3 sentries, and I was like, okay, he's probably ready for a push, but I didn't see any Colossus. So,
Okay. Because he hallucinated a Colossus when he saw you move out with the probe, and we thought you saw the Colossus and thought I couldn't push in here. He actually had like quite a few Stalkers, like 9. They were all in the main base and just running to the front. All he had that was 3 sentries. He went for like the fastest. He did like one of these really fast 2-gate third base builds with no robo. So if you pushed right then, we think you probably could have got him, or at least done really good damage, but you gave him like a minute, and then obviously like he has like the really early forge, all these zealots, so he kind of got out of control after that. So it was funny because I like totally fake news the game, man. I was like, oh, he thought it was a real Colossus, and I completely misread what happened there.
No, but also like, okay, so that game was very tricky because when he goes for these sentry builds and he goes like sentry into Twilight, he either goes charge or blink first, right? One of the two. And I thought he was going blink at first. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a little move out and see how he goes. But then I started moving out on the map, and I didn't see any stalker like poking at me or anything like that. And when I got to his third base, I only saw 3 sentries, and like no stalker at all. So at that point, I thought, okay, he might be hiding like 10 charge lots. You know, that's why I went back, because I didn't see any of the stalkers. Because then I guess they were in the main, but I didn't know that. But I just didn't see any stalkers, and I got very, very, very scared. So I turned around.
Yeah, you're kind of like, oh my god, what is going on? Is that going to be like, you know, like the zealots come from every side or something crazy like this? Like, what is happening in this game? This was really cool. It kind of feels like Hero's been more confusing than ever to play against. It feels like he's been doing a lot of North American ladder builds, honestly. Like, it's like 3.5-minute forge, charge before blink in a bunch of games, and then he'll randomly go back to Phoenix Colossus and 2-star Phoenix. Is it? I mean, you've said it's annoying and hard to play against this, man. I mean, it looks like it's just... There are StarCraft players who are so optimized, and it's really about coming in with a prepared thing, and you got to optimize your response to their optimal play. With Hero, it's just, I guess, is it just a constant game of going, try to get in there, and it's every game is like a Rubik's Cube you got to solve, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I never know what he's gonna do, and he also likes to take like crazy gambles sometimes, like very smart ones, and is very tricky to play against because he does a lot of different stuff in his play. So like I'm always scared to move out because what if he does like what if he cuts probes or like a defensive all in or something? Then I'm gonna be in trouble. Like against other pros, usually I feel a bit more comfortable moving out on the map, getting some map control, all of that stuff. But yeah, against him is very scary always. Like I have no clue. Like sometimes I don't know if he's going storm. Is he gonna like storm my army out of nowhere, or he's very hard to scout and read in that way.
Indeed, dude. I mean, it's tricky. It's very hard to figure out, and I think there was a lot of patience from Hero with his tricks in this series. What was like, it was really interesting to see him just kind of wait so long for some of his things because he really wanted to sell you a story. Like right at the start of the series, his Oracle was waiting next to your main for like 4 minutes for you to leave your base. He's like, "Move out so I can use my Oracle, bro." And like the Phoenix on Last Fantasy. He just held them back and he just waited and waited and waited, hoping you would come out with a drop. And you didn't, fall for it, but then he flies in and kills 13 SCVs anyway. So I'm fast forwarding that replay right now so we can get to it. I saw your face. You looked a little like, how confident were you that the desperate SCV pool would work on Last Fantasy?
Honestly, I was not very confident because while I was doing it, I remembered the game from yesterday, or was it the day before? I think yesterday against Hero, where it was Last Fantasy as well, same spawns as well, I think. And I went for the Marine Mine Medivac push against Zealots, and it worked really well. But as I was doing it, I was like, maybe it's too similar from what I did to him yesterday, and maybe it won't work because he's gonna like expect it and somehow like defend it with maybe like with like Colossus or something. So as I was doing it, I was not feeling very comfortable about it, but once I got to his base and I saw a few zealots, and also I picked up like a few phoenixes on the way, then I started being like, okay, maybe I got this. Until the big Widowmine drag happened.
Yeah, it was pretty damn tight. Do you think he could have done something different? We're gonna rewatch it here on the stream. Maybe you can open the stream as well. You'll only be a couple seconds behind. I'm always curious these SCV pools because you're really good at like hold position the SCVs. You got a nice anti-armor missile. He kind of needs to engage, but I also wonder if like could he have backed off after he killed the siege tanks and then he could try to keep like baiting stims out of you and try to like use Guardian Shield a bit more because I feel like in these fights the scariest thing is always that the zealots keep charging out of the Guardian Shield, and especially when there's like anti-armor missile on them and the SCVs are here. It felt like maybe my theory at the time, you let me know what you think, was if he kills the tanks and then he just sends the Phoenix to cut off reinforcements and just keeps like poking back and forth and basically just tries to survive on the natural, really try to preserve the Stalker Sentry and keep baiting stims. You've only got 2 medevacs here, and it feels like once the tanks are gone and like if he can bait a few more stims, it's really scary. But anytime the Protoss A moves, your ball of Marines just gets so much value.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I feel like he might not have needed to defend the third base. Like, maybe just wait for me to kill the third base, maybe save the probes, and then try to get a better engagement later on. But I think he felt like he needed to defend the third base because he was playing Phoenix Charge Dot, right, on 3 gases. And sometimes what could happen is that I kill the third base, and then I'm like, okay, I already did like some damage, and now I just pull my ACVs back to mining, and I just kind of keep going and keep playing the game. And sometimes it might not always be that good for a pro. So it felt like he thought he had to defend the third base. Yeah, maybe it was like the right call, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, maybe killing the siege tanks. The Phoenixes also picking up the rallies could have been very good because his Phoenixes ended up dying, and then he was only like Zealot Sentry for a while, and I could just kite it a little bit.
It's so interesting to hear your thoughts on this because there's always so many options in StarCraft, right? And there's so many games it could go, and really you need to test to know for sure, but it's fun to theorycraft. Because I was thinking, like, obviously he can't just run away from the third and just let you kill it for free. But, like, one thing I noticed whenever he's playing Zealot heavy is he really just F2s a lot. Like, it just feels like he refuses to counterattack. And I feel like anytime you're in an all-in spot as Terran, even just 3 or 4 Zealots, 5 Zealots, intercepting your rally point, feels like that's always going to be a net positive for the Protoss. Am I crazy?
No, that's for sure. It's sometimes it feels a bit hard to do as Protoss if you have to like manage your main army and not like get like poked too much, and you also need to like pick up the rallies. It can feel very very hard to do. as those, but I think it would have been definitely very needed. And also at like before the end, I feel like he could have also maybe done a better job at picking up the mines before they shoot the zealots, because what happens is he had an observer and I didn't really want to scan for it, and I didn't really have any scans for it anyways. But the mines ended up shooting at the zealots, but I feel like he could have maybe went in with the stalkers, picked up the mine, because I had like 1 or 2 mines killing multiple zealots, and if that didn't happen like towards the very end, then it might have been a way harder game. But yeah,
all right, at the very
always
end when
hard
it was
to say.
really small and skirmishy.
Yeah, exactly.
I totally know what you mean. Yeah, there was a few moments because I was like, maybe he could actually do it. Especially like there was a moment where if I think he got one more energy recharge, I feel like the Guardian Shield force field can be very effective, but it's obviously like, it's milliseconds, either good or bad. But yeah, you had multiple of these Widow Mines that hit like 4 or 5 zealots, and I was like, everyone was such a, kind of like, I could feel the punch in the gut that any Protoss player feels every time those zealots, and here's another one, another 3 zealots take a Widow Mine. I was like, oh, not again, no. But that was awesome. So yeah, it's interesting though, just because I feel like when you've got this sort of zealot, no splash damage army, similar to the Healing Shrine map, right? As well, the previous map on Torches, Persephone. Oh, it was Torches, wasn't it? It was Torches. Oh no, it was Persephone is the right side with the gold base. Yeah, sorry, getting my maps confused. That was such a crazy fight. That was another one where I was like, oh, I would have loved a few zealots cutting off your rally. I actually thought you were kind of wrecking him because you held the Healing Shrine and he just didn't really use it at all. But I guess, were you macroing too hard behind it? Maybe you just stayed a bit too long. You could have pulled back because you had a pretty good follow-up, but you just kind of got overwhelmed at one point. What happened there?
Yeah, I didn't really want to let him take the gold because I didn't really have my transition already starting. Like, I didn't have a Ghost Academy yet. I was feeling a bit low on the money. I didn't have like armory, eBay. So what I thought was I can't really afford to just let him mine the gold for free and then just play it out more defensively, because then it would have been a really hard game. So I just wanted to really like go for it and try to like deny the gold or maybe take some really good trades. But we had one big fight where I like came in with my Raven and I started dropping like auto turrets, but it died before dropping all of them. Like I only dropped one. And I think if my Raven was a little bit better micro there, the fight could have turned around, because it was very close. So maybe if I microed it a little bit better, it could have went better. After the game, I also thought if I SCV pulled his gold, I probably would have done pretty well. Like take my third base SCVs or something, just take a couple and just go and try to kill the gold.
Twitch chat suggested that
really
as
good
well.
idea.
Twitch chat genius. I didn't think of it, and someone said it, and I was like, oh yeah, that actually sounds. They were like, because obviously not like full SCV, but like you said, what 10, maybe 15 at most, right?
Yeah, and I have 3CC, so if he loses the base and doesn't kill much, it's like, yeah, he can't really afford to just give it up either, yeah, right? He also has to defend it somehow, so yeah. It could have been a really good idea. I just didn't really think of it during the game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think the only condition where he can give up the gold is if he's got a prism in your main killing 20 plus workers at least. He's got to like ruin
like
your
some
economy.
Kind of run by or something like that. Yeah,
sure. Which is not super. But it's so crazy because we've got like the speed zones around the rocks, the healing shrine as well. I really don't know what the optimal micro is. I just wish his stalkers were like blinking into the healing shrine as they took damage. But I mean, they probably could get focused because your DPS is so good. I think as the Terran, he's correct to not try to hold the healing shrine, right? Like, obviously, if you're standing on it and zealots are fighting on the healing shrine, I think it's really good for him. But I think if your stalkers try to like fight and you just kind of stutter step your ball, you could just like focus them down with no time to heal, right?
Yeah, because the healing shrines are super good, but also, if you're getting shot at and you're in the healing shrine, like it doesn't heal that much. Like it helps, but sometimes it can be hard to just like stand your ground in the healing shrine if you're getting attacked by like more army. So it's very tricky. Like I'm not exactly sure how to approach it. What I was trying to do at the end or at some point is trying to stand in it and steam and then heal the steam instantly and then like attack and try to do that a little bit. But it kind of worked out pretty well, but it was not. It didn't make the difference in that game. But yeah, they're very fun though. Like in the early game when I had my Hellion against the Adept, I was just chilling in the healing shrine. Like, okay, I gotta leave at some point, but
It's freaking awesome, man. Like, no, I loved it because like I was looking at it and I was like, I was struggling to cast the fight because I really, don't know how it's gonna go and how the healing shrine affects it. And then I'm kind of thinking, well, you guys don't have that much experience with it either, so this is like a rare situation where you're both trying to go, oh gosh, like how do I read this fight? What do I focus on? And Hero basically just ignored it completely. Like he just was like, screw it. He had Stalker standing next to it on Reddit points, never moved them into it. He just at a certain point was like, I don't care, ignore it, pretend it's not there, just focus on my strategy. You tried to use it a bit more. I did like the stims and the running out, but yeah, really close game and such a close series as well, dude. Like it's always, it's so unpredictable what's going to happen when you play Hero, but it's really impressive to see you take him down 2 big series in a row. This one a little bit closer to earlier in the playoffs. But 4-1 and then 5-3. So you get 9 wins. He's on 4 wins in this tournament. And that's dominant, dude. That's like really well done. So hats off to you, dude. Showing you're the king of TVP and the king of Terran versus Zerg right now. And that's freaking awesome.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm very glad. It's good to show a bit of consistency in TVP again because yeah, lately like before that tournament, I was a bit shaky in TVP, but yeah, it feels very nice getting some confidence back in the matchup as well, I guess.
Heck yeah. Dude, well, it's great to see. I love seeing a player go through a bit of a hard period and just figure some stuff out. You have been going a lot more one racks expand rather than double gas builds. Do you think that's just for Hero, or is this kind of like a stylistic this just feels better in the matchup generally right now?
Well, I think it depends who I play against. Like against Max Specs, for example, I like double gas. A bit more at least. And that's because I think double gas is really bad against sentry builds. And Hero plays a lot of sentry builds, and he really likes them. Whereas like someone like Max Pax, like he sometimes plays sentry builds, but very, very rarely. And against sentry builds, it feels a bit better to get a bit more eco faster with that Reaper expand. And yeah, maybe play a slightly more passive game in some cases, and then you have a little bit better eco. Like if you go double gas, sometimes it feels very awkward because whatever you do gets scouted by the hallucination. And then if you just don't do like any damage and you just end up like not doing anything, it just feels very bad usually. So that's why I don't really like it as much anymore. And also a lot of processes are going Reaper Wall a lot, and also they like to go Nexus before Core into like Stalker builds sometimes. And I think Double Gas is also somewhat weak against those builds because they have a even better eco than Core First, and yeah, it's hard to do much.
Yeah, people are getting really good with the wall offs and everything as well, right? Like there's different Reaper Hellion shenanigans and things, and so many Protoss players now are just like, nope, wall off, chuck a shield battery or a gateway down, wall off, you just can't run in with your Hellions. There's a Reaper ledge as well, like good luck dealing with that. So yeah, I kind of like that there's the flexibility now to shift into a different style. Thank you, Somicron, for the sub. Big thank you, 16th student, Twitch viewer, Chris, too, everyone who tipped and subbed. Twitch chat questions really quickly. Thanks so much for your time, by the way. Sorry, I know you played a long day. We got it. Like, there's these guys, they're like, I'm your favorite fan. Some guy called Funka in the chat. These crazy guys. Did you think of the turret build? Okay, so talking about the Dark Templar game, did you think of building the turret on the fly, or was that something that you've played before?
The one on Torches, right when I was pushing like all-inning with the SCVs? Was it that game?
Yeah, I use Torches. Yeah.
Well,
it was where the DTs caught you like completely off guard, and you had a kind of desperate push. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think in that game it was kind of just logic to go for it because I knew the way he was playing. Like as I was pushing, I saw he was sending 1DT all the time, like 1DT. So I knew his way of like he wanted to defend the push by just sending 1DT over and over and just making me run out of scans. So then if I can get one turret up and kind of seize in between the bases, threaten the second base, threaten the third base, then yeah, it's pretty good for me. So yeah, I just kind of felt like it was what he wanted to go for, like the DT play. Yeah.
It was good, man, because, I mean, it couldn't have felt good when the DTs came in. You had, like, one scan available, Prism in the main, 3 DTs, but you lost so few SCVs, so shout out to your boys, man. Like, I don't think a lot of militaries can command that sort of discipline. You're like, guys, there's an invisible dude with a knife. can you guys just stand in front of him while we build this thing that allows us to see him? And your soldier's like, yes, sir, let's just go and hold position on top of him, get in front of the mineral line. And they all actually did it. You took surprisingly low damage. And it's kind of interesting because obviously you lost add-ons, you lost a lot of mining time, you lose a bunch of scans, but he's losing very expensive units, right? And it's so hard to get splash damage behind that. So eventually you just have this big ball that's been building the whole time. It eventually goes across the map. And if he can't defend it with the one Dark Templar, it falls apart unless he's like rushed splash damage behind it and just been, you know, really greedy in some way, which he wasn't trying to do at all. So it feels like it's a pretty good strategy. If you can avoid losing, you know, 20 plus SCVs, you still kept your production going. You insta rebuilt your add-ons. Just great discipline under pressure, man. That was really well done.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was. I thought about him going DTs like that game. At some point, I was like, okay, he might go for DTs, but then I don't know. I was like, okay, maybe he won't, and he went Robo first anyway, so he would be like late DTs. But the DTs were way earlier than I thought they would ever be. Because I also saw a few sentries, Stalker in the early game. Yeah, I didn't expect them to be so quick. He went like I don't know how he had the gas to do all of that, but yeah, he still had somewhat pretty quick DTs. And yeah, he really caught me off guard on that one, but yeah, just barely enough in the end.
Like so many of your games against Hero are, man. I'm like, oh, Clem be looking dead. Oh, Clem's gonna micro his way. You're gonna slip out of this one, man. Feels like you know, a lot of wriggling away. You know, a little bit of a hip, you know, just hopping and skipping your way, barely out of trouble so many times. It's just so fun to watch because I just am on the edge of my seat. I'm like, you know, there's TVPs I cast and it's like 5 minutes ahead. I know exactly what's gonna happen. And when you and Hero are playing, I'm like, God knows what's gonna happen next, man. Like. It's very fun. Chat's asking, are you gonna go to Korea for GSL? Well, I mean, so for those who don't know, GSL is basically 2 very high money, very short seasons. So that basically, I think the next one's in like 3 weeks. So it's like you'd have to fly to Korea. I guess you could embarrass Rainer, right? Have you ever played GSL? It'd be cool. You can like rock up and be like, Rainer, I can maybe, you know, you guys can knock each other out of that would be fun.
Yeah, I wanted to. Well, first of all, I've never played GSL before. I thought about playing it like some years before, but it was usually during like ESL, EU, or stuff like that. So I would have had to miss it, and it didn't really quite work out. And this year, I really wanted to go. And I tried to look at the dates and if I could go, but the first season was super short notice, and yeah, it's the days don't quite work out. For me, unfortunately, I would have liked to play in it, but if I could, but yeah, that doesn't quite seem possible for this year at least. Sadly, I still go to Korea though, a little bit before Dallas, like very soon actually, in a few days, just to practice and chill a bit there before Dallas, and I'll go back there before WC and after Homes Break Up, so I'll be like practicing a bit in Korea and going there, but unfortunately not for GSL.
You know, there's like different superstitions in different sports. Sometimes they'll have like American football players have like a lucky rabbit's foot or something before the match, or people will say like you have to eat some weird thing. You have to like drink badger milk or something ridiculous and it'll make you better. I think for you guys, it's just going and spending a few weeks in Korea and eating kimchi. And I've heard from Estrella you apparently have your diet locked in. Apparently when you go to Korea, you eat fried chicken 3 times a day, do 0 exercise, and somehow suffer no ill consequences on your health or your gameplay. Apparently it's wild. Are you planning to do that again?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's that extreme as he says, but yeah, I do love my fried chicken. Yeah, I mean, it's honestly what I did last time worked out, so I'm just gonna do it again.
What's the favorite flavor of the fried chicken?
I like sometimes they just have like some spicy sauce around it, which is really good. And sometimes they have like some cheese, like some little cheese like crust kind of. On the
These are my 2 favorites. Really good. The snow cheese powder and just the classic, the sweet, thick, spicy sauce. It's like the rice syrup sauce. Oh, so good.
Yeah, so good. I can't wait to get it again.
We share the same taste, Clem. This is it. The French guys always have good taste, man. Heck yeah, dude. Also, we have a correction from chat. Apparently, in other sports, it's honey badger milk, not badger milk. So that's what they drink for maximum sports performance, guys. You heard it here first. Don't worry, I'll try and get Clem a sample so that he can try that before Dallas or something like that, and he'll report back. He'll have his excuse ready. Pig poisoned me, and it was the worst food poisoning of my life. If that happens, that's awesome, man. This is such a good win for you. It's your first time becoming a Pigfest champion. I love Cyril, but he was about to become 4 out of 6 Pigfests if he won this one. So thank you for adding a new champion. I think you've had some really close matches with like him and Rainer and a few other guys in the past. Awesome. Thank you so much for all the games and everything, dude. We absolutely love to see another Team Liquid Clem victory here. World champ continuing to kick some butts. Really happy about all the announcements that have come out. I know it would have been a bit weird for you and the other players. Has it been a big relief hearing GSL, EWC, Wardy's running tournaments? We've had a second Pigfest in about a month and a half. Does it give you a little bit more excitement now seeing that things are moving after that big period of what the hell is going on?
Yeah, for sure. It's always fun, like going to offline tournaments and all that, and just playing in tournaments. And it's very nice that everything got announced. The only thing I wish though was that it was a bit more spread out during the year, because now it feels like everything is just coming at the same time. Like boom, in like 3 months there are gonna be like 4 offline tournaments or something, which is kind of crazy for StarCraft. But yeah, it's super fun anyways, and I'm very glad it's just like tournaments like that are happening, and yeah, it's gonna be very fun.
You might have to take you might have to take a week off soon, because you're gonna be traveling like crazy. Like you should definitely try to get some like chill, ease off the online tournaments for a week or two, because it's gonna be a crazy 3 months, man.
Yeah, I can't get burnt out. I mean, I'm probably gonna skip some online tournaments in the next few weeks, and just take it a little bit more chill for now, and get the practice going.
Yeah, get ready for the time zone, the jet lag. It's going to be a few months of like, and then you'll be like, okay, Dallas, Bulgaria. Okay, let's go Home Story Cup. Okay, EWC down in Saudi. Like, it's going to be, especially with Korea before all that. So I'm looking forward to it, man. The chat was also saying, look, you got so much hype. We love you. You're awesome. They were glazing you real hard, but behind the glazing, they were saying, when are you going to stream next, Clem? So any chance of a cheeky stream, if you feel like it, maybe just screw around for one of these weekly cups or something? It's been a little while.
Yes, it's been a little while. Yeah, I want to stream more, but it's always a bit hard because streaming the weekly cups is very exhausting compared to just playing them without streaming. So I could do it, but it's very exhausting. So I do it like once in a while, but not super often.
Maybe just a little ladder
is not always that easy. Yeah, that's also doable, but it's not always easy to find like ladder opponents always. So streaming ladder also is sometimes a little bit hard, but that could be doable. I was thinking about that actually. I was like, maybe I should just do a random ladder stream and just do it and see how it goes. But yeah, I definitely might do that.
I've always had this idea in my head for you guys that are above 7K kind of level on EU, the top like 5 guys, where it's like you're just sitting there like, I can't really ladder, and then like one of the top 5 goes live, and it's like the bat signal you see out your window. You're like, oh, Cyril's live, let's go! Like we can actually play some games now. Good ladder practice. Like Max Pax is like, oh, quick, and like you guys all suddenly get on the ladder for a few hours. Hopefully we see more of it, man. We'd love to see it. I love reacting to and casting your streams first person. It's always so much fun, dude.
I'm happy to hear. Yeah, I'll definitely try to do a stream soon, and yeah, you can always tune in for that, and that'll be a lot of fun.
Well, congrats, man. We've kept you long enough. Go get some food. Enjoy yourself. Have a great afternoon, evening. I guess it's nighttime for you now, isn't it? Have a good one, dude. Yeah. We love you. GG, well played. Imaginary trophy gets hoisted. You kiss it. Streamers go everywhere. People are taking photos. And we say, once again, thanks for playing great games and all the interviews. Have a great evening, man, and enjoy it. And can't wait to see you competing over the next few months, brother.
Thank you so much. Thanks for hosting the tournament. And thank you, everyone who watched and supported and donated to the prize pool. It's really appreciated. And yeah, thank you very much. Love you all. Thank you.
Thanks, Clem. Good night, champion. Woo!